You mean like, welcome.
Welcome, everybody,
And
to Monday, April Fool's
from
Day.
Farley, Iowa, and other places unknown, it's time for Let's Grow Pulling.
And down and dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. We're doing a combo tonight. Mike, Larry, can you hear us okay?
You're excellent now. You're dialed in
Good.
perfect.
Well, we're in Jason Rauen shop here in Farley, Iowa. And if you don't know who Jason Rauen is, he won the National Farm Machinery Show. Actually, Farley, Iowa swept it this year. Brandon swept the mod class Wednesday and Saturday. And you like Saturdays, Jason, I would assume?
Yeah, that's good.
It's good. You're gonna be more talkative than this, buddy.
Oh, well, we'll work on it.
Pro stock winner of the farm show. He's super shy. Okay. So the whole goal is tonight, you are going to help us give us some names to Tim Vorwald, Andrew Vorwald sitting behind me, Jason Rauen, some names for their pro stocks tonight. So RJ told me Hammerdown has to be one of them because that's your nickname, Hammerdown. Where does one? Well, first of all, Jason Rauen, thank you for welcoming us to door number 8. If you have any questions for Jason Rauen, our National Farm Machinery Show Pro Stock champion, again, swept it Saturday. How many times does that happen often where they sweep the qualifier in? That was pretty awesome. Was it, did you guys even have to fire it? Did you have to warm it up Saturday night or was it still?
No, we warmed it up.
Warmed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself. And you just kind of came out of nowhere into the pulling tractor. Well, some guys start with hot farms and you just come in with pro stocks out of the gate. So one day, I see you live across the street from Simon's. Do you like them or is it kind of, or what's your relationship there?
Yeah, no, I like them. Yeah, we're good.
You don't think Brandon's going to be talking smack to me?
No,
Yes,
he don't. He don't.
Yes, he does. I'm getting ready.
He's quiet.
I'm mentally prepared myself for this tonight. So it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So yeah, tell us a little about Jason. Tell us about your family. Let's talk about your family first.
So I have a wife, 3 kids. I've grown up in the motorsports, the racing, dirt track, circle, run late model around, kind of just run around for a while, and you get a little bit older, and it happened to be one day, RJ talked me into going and looking at a pro stock. We were bored. It was on a Sunday.
You were bored. Were you drinking?
No. And it's his fault.
Okay, that's fine. No, everybody blames RJ for everything. Anyway.
But we went over and seen Mark Lawyer, and
You want to tell him, Michael, or me?
No, I think they got it. You're still muted.
Should be back now.
Yep, now you're back.
So you and RJ are bored on a Sunday.
we were bored on a Sunday. I think it was around Thanksgiving time, and something like that.
Well, you didn't even tell.
Yeah. we went over to Mark's, and we got there. We thought it better happen, so we bought it. And one thing,
And that's the yellow.
that's the yellow one. Yeah.
And what was it called? Wrapped up.
Wrapped up. Yep. Right. And we bought it without sheet metal and stuff, so Tim had to redo it all and brought it home and got all that done, took it to Louisville. Louisville was first full, didn't make it in the qualify, and then took it to ship and cleaned house there. And that's kind of where it all started.
Yep. Now, what year was that? Tim, do you remember?
2020.
2020 during COVID?
No, 2022.
Kenzie, if you get some good questions, pop them up on the
Yeah,
screen.
we got Houston, Texas.
2022.
Oh, Houston, Texas is checking it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Any questions for Jason yet?
Nope, not yet.
Just everybody's checking where they're watching from?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm curious about having RJ Simon go with you to buy a pro stock. So it's no secret that Farley, Iowa is like the epicenter of where things are bought, sold, and traveled through. Does RJ have like a quota? And like once he owns so many pulling vehicles, he's got to go across the shop and like knock on his buddy's door and be like, hey man, I've bought for as many as I can. Like you got to get in the truck because I've got the fever and I need you to go buy this one. Is that kind of how that went down?
Well, it started probably a couple of years before that, back in Rogers. When Roger was around, we talked about getting one in, and he'd kind of give us a little static and said, you don't need that damn smoke. So that's kind of where it started. So we were going to do it one Sunday a couple of years ago, and that kind of told us, you guys are nuts. So we kind of postponed that mission. But yeah, so we got it done, and there's where it started.
Nice. Yeah, because I mean, really, it just came out of nowhere. It showed up and wrapped up. You did well with it. Okay, so that tractor does not have a name now, or does it have a name?
Yeah, it's good.
What's it called?
Industrial Force.
Industrial Force.
Yeah.
So out of which one won the farm show? Which one?
This one.
This one? This one? have a name?
8360.
8360.
That's it. So the announcers at Louisville just said 8360 R.
Yep.
Jason Rauen.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so what, I mean, could you just be Hammerdown for RJ? He said there's like an emblem on one of your semis, like the toter that has a Hammerdown.
That's what they used to call it in racing, so I still do.
Well, you still race team, did
Yep.
When's the last time you drove?
Last year, where'd we go? I don't know. We were out last year a little bit.
The best one was when you went to, we were up in Hillsborough, me and Andrew. And you showed up because you guys got rained
Yeah, we
out.
got rained out. Wisconsin.
We had Beaver Dam?
No,
No.
it was Hillsborough.
We were going to
No, where were you racing?
Menominee.
Menominee?
Got rained out.
Again, welcome everybody to Jason Rauen shop in Farley, Iowa. Is there, Larry or Mike? I think per capita, Farley, Iowa has the most pro stocks in the world, right?
Just pulling vehicles, period, I would imagine, right?
Well, I don't want to be a homer because I live in
I would say,
I grew up in Iowa, but Larry is.
I would say, yeah.
So Larry, there's nowhere in Indiana.
I don't know. I think that you guys have got the pro stock for sure. Yeah.
Who's the other guy? Who's the guy that moved up there? He either works with the Simons or he lived from somewhere else. He maybe drives a 2-wheel drive truck. He works kind of with them, and he moved. Is it one of the Nelson guys or someone like that moved over to Farley?
Yeah, Jordan Nelson.
Okay. So throw that in there then too, with the amount of just total iron that's up there. It's got to be the epicenter of the pulling universe.
So are we going to name this one Hammerdown? Or like that's a thought? Like which ones we got to just like tell us some of your hobbies. So racing. What do you do for a living? Or what's the main business?
We do got a repair shop, and we do heavy duty and light duty towing.
Okay.
Around the Midwest here. Kind of we got farm ground, we get into a little bit of everything. Kind of diversified trucks.
So we can call your pro stock a little bit of everything. Kim, you like that? Or?
Michael's.
They're laughing. I mean, I don't know. The peanut gallery over here. So we got anybody, Kenzie, any names yet? Anybody come up
We
with
got
anything?
one from the
We
Todd
had,
Morris.
previous to the pro stocks,
Put it on the screen.
we had a couple fast semis.
Industrial mystery, still mystery.
And, we called the one instigator. Right?
Yeah, one was instigator that we drove.
We did that semis, but boy, it kind of got into hurt feelings.
You guys pulled something like stock, ECM.
What the one that you guys see in Outlaw now, that
Yeah.
started, that was.
Yeah.
Me and Andrew
The
drove.
short ones. You did
Yeah,
bring it
yeah,
there.
yeah. So, it was winning a lot, kind of got into hurt a lot of feelings. It kind of got, people were starting to out. So we thought we better quit that
Before you have any friends.
detrimental, and I didn't want anybody to do anything bad. So we said we better move on to some bigger, better things, right, guys? So
It was kind of my Christmas gift when you fucking, this showed up.
This one? Is it
No,
Merry-
the yellow.
yellow? Merry Christmas. I bet you a post office play with it.
It was Christmas Day is when Jason told me that showed up.
Well, they went looked at it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think so. He's spirited. Thanks. I can blame it on you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, if the sound's off a little bit, we're sorry. We're sitting in a big shop. We're trying to get as close to the mic as we can.
Well, it sounds like you're 3 or 4 words at a time.
Yeah.
It's like a voice activated microphone on a two-way radio that's too far from the officer talking in. 1 Adam 12, 1 Adam 12. See the man, 4th and Main, 211 in progress, code 3. That's what it sounds like when it's broken up. But
All the time?
what can I say? I don't know.
It's
I'm just
It's doing it all the time.
Yeah, the internet, it
Yes,
just
sir.
seems like the internet's glitching a little bit.
I think it's the audio. I think they're too far. I mean, the video is perfect. Other than you're on there, Jason, we can see you. Other than that, it's a great picture. Other than Jason,
Here, switch over to the other mic. Switch over to HD. Run the sound off.
that sounded great.
The Pro here.
Mm-hmm.
That
Go to
sounded much
1080
better when
Pro.
you said switch over.
Yeah.
Must be. All right.
How about
You
now?
might have to
Amazon.
get a handheld mic and pass it around and people talk.
Yeah.
How's that, guys? Is this better?
Would you agree,
That's
Mike?
definitely better. That's definitely better. Yeah.
Okay. So Jason, cut on in, buddy.
Mhm.
No. Take your drink. So this is better and it's not cutting much.
A lot sharper, a lot crisper. Yeah, not cutting in and out as much.
The whole idea would I get you in the screen there, buddy.
he says, I'll stand over here. The tractor that you won the farm show with, what was that before it was yours? That might give us a springboard for some ideas here.
It was the
I say that was Bootlegger. That's what I thought. That was Bootlegger. And then what was the last one? So we have the Wrapped Up, the Bootlegger, and then what's the other one sitting there? And we'll see if we can find a common denominator here.
The buck with no dough.
Buck with no dough.
Jay Haney's tractor, right? Out of Illinois. Unhook that.
The common denominator is they're all John Deere's.
Well, that might just be the name right there, Larry. The common denominator.
Jason and Tim get back to work.
The common dominator.
No.
Oh, you guys know Molitor from pulling his Dodgers
Maybe.
tape. That's good stuff.
The
All right, so no.
Oh, right.
You just sit down.
Right. Yeah, let's sit down. We're right here.
Okay, that's fine.
They can hear us.
He wants to
Let
sit
them know if
down.
they can hear you. Can you guys hear Jason when he talks?
Yeah.
He's
Yep,
not-
I can hear him say, yeah, he looks good. We're just roll the scooty chairs forward. Now we can see the tractors better anyway. This is a win-win.
You know what would be interesting? You know what? I have an idea. Why don't we lower the camera to get a better angle on you guys with the tractors behind you? Just an idea, but hey, I'm an idea guy.
Who invited this guy? Are the cameras okay now, Mike? Are you happy?
I've been happy the whole time. I think it's awesome.
Cameras- The cameras are great. It's the audio that's whoa, hey, whoa, earthquake. Oh, look.
No. Put it back up.
You know, Doug, that lifeline on your palm, that lifeline don't look real good, Doug. You might want to keep the medication up, buddy.
Back up.
That's much better, gentlemen.
Back. Just the camera.
Where do you want?
It's too close. Put it back up.
Larry, we're going for a ride.
Good thing we tested it.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit, Michael. I just threw up in my mouth.
I like this. I like
Wow.
this. A good shot right there.
And you guys can hear us okay?
Yep.
All right, great. Just sitting in Farley, Iowa, door number 8 at Jason Rauen shop. RJ and Brandon Simon are going to be over at 8:00 tonight. Kind of doing a combo podcast tonight. Jason Rauen won Louisville this year, the National Farm Machinery Show, with the old Bootlegger tractor, for lack of better terms. He called it the 8360R. So we need some names for the two deers, right? We need some ideas. So Jason farms, he gambles. He has 3 kids. That was a joke. The farmer. He's a race car driver. You didn't like my joke? You gamble and you farm?
Yeah.
Because that's what farming is gambling.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Could you, I like a little expression maybe, a little something. Maybe it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. But yeah, give us some names for some ideas. Type them
No,
in.
it wasn't.
Kenzie put them up there. So that's the old bootlegger tractor. That's the old no buck with no dough from Jay Higgins. That's the third one that you've built.
Yes.
Okay, so how many more are we gonna have? What's the plan? This is it?
That's it.
That's it. You're gonna get a mini rods, multi-engine
No,
mods.
sir.
Just across the road, there's semi trucks. They're out of mini rods now, right? What else? Do you have any other classes that you really dig, or is Pro Stock the jam?
Pro stock.
Big swinging, big swinging.
I
Do you
mean,
like?
the semis are really cool. Are good.
Can you say Jordan which color for that comment?
Jordan, which color? The fun sponge. Which
I could make something very bad out of that fun sponge. Oh my
Larry-
God. I could
Larry,
really run with that one, boys.
Larry, I actually want
That's
you
why
to.
you stayed home, Jordan.
I want to. That's one of Jason Raun's employees. So that's what who came up with it.
He comes all full.
Adam Stevens, many dollars.
Well,
No dollars.
No dollars.
I could have a lot of fun with the fun sponge.
The fun sponge.
I mean, that's right up there. That's right up there with spermicide. Oh my God.
Hush money and alibi.
Wait a minute. Did I say that?
Larry, you can say whatever. It's okay.
Did I say spermicide while drinking a Coltrane energy drink? My God.
Oh shoot, Mike Steffen, where is the 55 series?
Sold.
Sold to who? Is it a secret? You don't. I don't want anything.
We still have it in our possession, but it's supposedly sold.
Okay. Has the money transferred hands yet?
No, sir.
That's when.
I mean-
that's when things sell.
Yes, that's
When you get the
so
money.
it's still for sale.
Still for sale.
We have a small amount. So.
Okay. Fair enough.
How many tractors?
So what color do you farm with?
Green.
That's a good. What color do you farm with?
Green, you said, Larry.
Green, red.
Green.
He's in Indiana and he's old. So like, you say something and like count to three, and then Larry will respond later. See, watch. See his face. Again, welcome everybody. Doing Down Dirty tonight from Jason Rauen Shop in Iowa, and we're going to roll right into pro polling tonight. Brandon, RJ Simon are coming over across the street. We're just having some fun. Not everybody knows who Jason Rauen is. So race cars. What class do you run in?
Dirt late model.
Is that the pool, guys? That's like the big $50,000 to win
I
stuff.
don't know.
But it's like the top of the dirt, right? Like what's that one track down there that they went down to and they turned that NASCAR track and they put dirt on it? Bristol.
Bristol.
You raced down there, right? You have not been to Bristol. Will you be pulling a full NTP Pro Stock schedule? Will you be pulling a full?
We're looking for sponsors.
Looking for sponsors.
If we get enough sponsorship.
You'll run an NTPA?
Yeah.
If you get sponsorship. So anybody wants to sponsor the round Pro Stocks? Again, give us some names for the two green ones. Type them into the comments. Hope and Mackenzie are writing them down. We're trying to have fun with that and get it all going there. So keep popping the questions up there, Kenzie, as you get them. Any questions, Kenzie, on the screen? We can.
No, just another name.
Oh, let's see them because Jason likes to laugh. So
It's in the corner.
tax exempt. Is that a good name for Pro Stock?
No, sir.
For the bootlegger? Yeah.
That'd be bad.
I don't know. Is there an inside deal that I don't know about?
I don't.
Is there? Okay, cool. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So we got the NTPA schedule. So we got nothing else on the screen now. Flight risk. Flight risk? Because you're a pilot, aren't you?
I'm not a pilot.
Don't you?
I'm not a pilot.
But you have a plane.
Mhm.
Okay. Who flies your plane? Pilot, a real one? Dude, you're fun to talk to. Like every time we talk in the pits, you're super cool. We get on camera and you're all like, "Meh." Like it froze up on you. Jason, I got around. The guy freaking went to Louisville, sweated, kicked everybody's butt. The best pro stock.
Michael, have you
Here.
noticed, Michael, we can't get a word in edgeways tonight because of the guest, not the host, Jason, but the guest. My God, he's talkative.
Jason had his Coltrane off screen is what I'm guessing.
No,
Where's
Larry,
that throw under the bus icon?
Larry, take over. Mike, Larry, take over. I'm just sitting here with Brown and just put my arm around him because he's a big.
I want to hear about winning twice in one day. So I skipped out right before I went back to booth 3194 with about 5 pro stocks left to go at the Saturday afternoon session. And I asked my dad, I said, who won? How'd they do? And he said, round one. And he says, legitimately, it was the prettiest pass of the weekend. And I said, well, that's great, but, you know, it might be wasted because how often do you win twice in one day? You know, that's really, really hard to do. And then we sit up there all night Saturday night, and I watch you lay down what he describes as basically just another perfect pass. So you win the last class Saturday afternoon. You've got 7-ish hours to kind of get ready. How do you get ready, and what's the key to being victorious twice in one day, especially at the farm show?
A lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Good answer.
I mean, I love it. That left sideline looked like that was the absolute money spot to go, but we felt like driver after driver was afraid to go play over there because the margin of error is so small. Is that confidence kind of what you're talking about? Was that a big decision? Like, hey, we're just going to hug that left line and we're not going to be afraid of it?
Well, I mean, Brandon and Tim, they were talking down there, and Brandon asked me, he said, should we put you right on the chalk line? I said, shit, we got nothing to lose. So we put her on there. Had to ride the brake, and it ended up coming out. I guess we didn't have to ride the brake. I had to see what would have happened.
What was that? What was that name? Because Simon, what was that?
Oh, the buck next door.
Because of Simon's relationship, the buck next door. The buck is next door. Dude, that's good. That's good. We'll see what Brandon thinks of that one.
William says hello.
So we're popping up the names of the names for
Revenue
people.
nightmare.
Revenue nightmare for the old bootlegger. I kind of like that. So, Adam Deckard, what's he got? Green confidence. Cool. All right, Mike. Don't keep popping the names up there. You guys keep that.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I want Larry Richline's voice to be heard. It's important to me.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing you've said all night. I don't care what anybody says. That's funny right there. Speaking of the Mark Lawyer, I talked to him today. He's building 2 5.0 Pro Stock tractors, one for him and one for his grandson. I spoke to him this afternoon. So I know when you bought the wrapped up tractor, he ran it for you. I think at Shipshewana 1 pass, and after that you took over. Is that true?
Yeah. Yes. Right. Yep. Well, Louisville and
Cool.
First time.
Did he drive Louisville too? I guess I wasn't aware of that.
Yep, he drove Louisville too.
Yeah. Cool. Well, God knows it runs just as good now as it did then. It's screaming when it comes out of the hole.
Well, it's definitely not even close to what it was, but none of these tractors are. I mean, we redid them all, but yeah, they're hopefully all on top.
Yeah.
So at the risk of spilling too much of your competitive beans, what changes have been made? Let's talk about that 8360R. It was one of the most recognizable tractors as Bootlegger. It comes back with you. It wins the farm show. What changes did you make, and what changes do you have up your sleeve before you start your outdoor season?
Well, everything under the hood is pretty well.
He does.
I say if that's classified, you can just say, hey, it's sitting behind me, and what you see is what you get.
Definitely everything under the hood is all different. But yeah, there's several changes.
And that goes right into the confidence you're talking about. So you kind of feel that you've got the setup that you believe in. So let's say you get your big sponsors. Let's say that Napa and whoever else jumps in tonight and they sponsor you. If you could, do you want to run all 3 of them Grand National Circuit all year long?
Did you see his face?
Sure.
No, you got a business to run.
What would be the ideal summer? Where would you like to see these tractors located? How frequently, and where can fans hope to find you?
Well, it just depends on how many RJ wants to haul around with me.
There you
We'll show up. He can tote them around. No, we'll just. I mean, I don't like really big commitments, so we got to work. We got business to run, and I guess we'll just see how it shakes out.
Well, part of the reason we came on, kind of did the little podcast night. When you've showed up to the Badger State polls, I mean, can you find a regional, state level, if you will, the best, meanest pro stocks in the country? When you show up, Brent Myers shows up. You got already some tough Badger State tractors as well. And then when Simon show up, I mean, that's a stout class. I mean, you've really added a bunch to that. And Greg Elston wanted to come down tonight, but he tore his bicep or something. I don't think he was working on his tractor, but something happened. But he said he couldn't make it down tonight. So, but for us, we're on live on the Badger State show. What did that's got to be pretty awesome for you. That what's the farthest poll that you went to in Badger State last year? Hour and a half, 2 hours? We just went to Madville.
Yeah, we didn't go to Macville, but you know, it's probably 3 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours probably is farthest.
But you can get home every
It's
night.
nice. You can get home every night. You can leave in the afternoon and still be there. You know, they're 1 day deals. You come home, so it's nice and it works with our schedule.
So if anybody has any questions for Jason Rauen, please type them into the comments. RJ and Brandon Simon will be on the show in about 35 minutes. Right now we're talking with Jason Rauen and at door number 8. We're going to make door number 8 pretty famous. Oh, I shouldn't be telling that. So, okay, we're somewhere in Farley. Okay, my bad. That's where we hide the prostocks.
You're in Dyersville. Throw them off the scent.
Craig Gladwig says, name the tractor Tim drives flip-flop. So, well, I feel like there's a lot of stories in these comments, and I'm like clueless on all these. So I saw Hammerdown.
Every poll I go to, I'm better saying, so everybody always gives me shit. I was actually going to go down to Louisville, down into the fucking thing, and flip-flop. Because everybody knows me that I'm flip-flop.
Flip-flop world. So that's funny. That could be a t-shirt, Tim. I'm just going to say that. How many acres do you farm, Josh? Obert wants to know.
I don't know exactly how many we got. All of them.
All of them? What's your favorite pull? What's your favorite pull or after dark pull party? Where have you had your most fun with tractor pull? Where'd you drink too much, Ron? And it hurt the next day?
I don't know. Help me. Darlington.
Darlington?
But we really didn't.
Not this year.
Not this year.
Darlington.
I would say Darlington's probably the best party afterwards. I mean, it's tough to beat that.
They have a DJ right behind the
It's
grandstands.
just, it's just a good crowd.
It is a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's Kyle saying there?
Oh, they're at Truck Group.
They are at Round Truck Group. Is that an inside thing? Truck Group? Round Truck Group?
Mm-hmm.
Not sure. Sheboygan Side Hill was a good hangover. Craig Ledwig. Did you ever go to his? Sheboygan?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's all coming back to him now, Craig.
Yeah, we did get.
It's all coming back to him now. You got roofied.
Yeah, the semi though.
Yeah, then we had.
Craig had to help himself more pass out once.
Keep going on that, Mackenzie.
Wrong tractor, David.
Yeah, that's wrong tractor. Kill that comment. All right, again, if you have any questions for Jason Rauen, you have any ideas to name the pro stocks? Jason owns the old Bootlegger, which won Louisville this year. Okay. It's just your tractor. I'm trying to, how do I say, it's just your, how long years have you had it?
Call it.
Jason
You know,
owns
Mike,
it.
Jason really needs a set of notes. You know that?
Yeah, well,
Really,
hey,
Jason
I keep
really
them
needs a set of
every
notes,
show. Every show I keep them. I sit there. I'm like, oh, what's that guy's name? Oh, what should we say later? Yep. So look, right now, here's what I'm going to do. See where it says Bootlegger? Scratched off 8360R. Official in the notes.
No, we can say that the rest of the night. So Jason bought it, and it won Louisville. Thursday afternoon and Saturday
Now
night.
we've named it.
It needs an
It.
cousin it. With the shag. Cousin it. It's just on around.
Yeah.
So we have named it the it. And then Hammerdown when RJ wants something. I think why won't you go with it? Why would you not go with Hammerdown? Yeah.
There's a super farm in Michigan that's called Hammerdown.
Race tractor.
Yeah. I'm not saying I don't like it. I just, there's another one out there.
Somebody get Round another drink. We got to pipe him up a little bit. Get
Did you say so? You used to circle track race, right? You used to drive late models and dirt track racing. Are you a fan of the Dukes of Hazzard?
That's not
Because the Dukes of Hazzard talk about straightening the curves. You went from curve racing, and now you could straighten the curve. You could put the little Dukes of Hazzard spin on there, and the other one could be flatten the hills, because that's what the Duke boys did. You went from going around the curve, you could straighten the curve.
We're just here to help you, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
We're just here to.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
RJ, sit next to Jason. It'll be more entertaining than having me.
We have a new host. Larry, introduce the new host in that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think it's RJ Simon. Hi, RJ.
No issues. How you doing, Larry?
Take the name off. It says I'm doing great. Take the name off. It says Jason Schultz, or you're going to throw up all over the front of the tractor. My God. Anyway. Yeah. But no, it's good to see you, RJ.
Good seeing you, Larry. Mike, how you guys doing?
We're doing really well.
I'm not.
How are things up in
I'm not
Farley,
doing
Iowa
bad.
tonight?
Wet.
Yeah, same in Northeast Missouri. We're bouncing names left and right, but I can tell by the look on Jason's face that he hasn't found the one yet. So Hammerdown is kind of the leading competitor, but we're not fully satisfied.
That's what you should call it.
There's a Hammerdown super farm in Michigan.
Not fully satisfied.
Yeah, that's what you should probably call it.
Not fully satisfied. Yeah.
We had a neighbor like that, but she got over it. I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
I was leaving that comment alone. I was not going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole.
Neither was
So
the
we're
neighbor.
hanging out at the shop looking for all the names. Yeah, I got it. Let's talk a little history on the other tractor. So the 8360, it wins the Farm Machinery Show. What have been some highlights for the Industrial Force, and what are we referring to the other one as? What's the model number on it for the rest of the night?
8370.
That's an 8370. So what are some of the highlights for the 8370? Where has it been so far?
It's one up there at Hillsboro.
No,
Sure.
We didn't win.
No, not Hillsboro, but
Plymouth.
Plymouth.
Plymouth we won, and then we got second. Milledgeville.
Usually-
We've done pretty good there.
Usually Jason doesn't get to drive that one much, so really they don't spend a lot of time on it. They always spend time on yours. I'll take
Yeah,
one you
yeah.
drive.
Part of mine.
Which one gets driven the most since they've come to Farley overall? Which one is the Elder Statesman of the three behind us here?
Yeah.
The 8360.
And
We're not going to use that other word. We're just going to be, it's going to be 8360 for a while.
Where's the thing? Report?
No, we went up to
Badger State.
All that over there with the
Jefferson is the only one. Up there.
Limkeys.
Yep, the Limkeys.
That was the first night out there.
You almost won every Badger State hook we took it to that year.
Yeah, so we blew it up.
Till you had a bellyache.
Huh.
Well, here's what we can do. So RJ, walk us through. You guys kind of did the loud and theme there for a while. You've got the loud and heavy, and then had the loud and loaded, and loud and light went to Kentucky, and loud and whichever X. What was your thought process walking through those names? And you can help throw some inspiration across the street here and set him down the right path.
That had nothing to do with me. I'm pretty laid back, usually just Simon Says like my dad was. So
Sure.
that's my brother was the loud and heavy. That was the first tractor we got. Now we went to the loud and loaded. And then loud and heavy X was just kind of a add-on.
Sure.
We'll talk about that later on. And we kind of played on the X because it was experimental a little bit.
Sure.
I think
Sure.
loud and thirsty. That'd be a good one.
Loud and thirsty.
No, yeah, Norm. That's what Norm's tractor we call it
I
that.
like.
Did you guys see Jerry Wolfco's comment, guys?
No.
I think we should need to readdress the fun sponge.
The Fun Sponge, guys, would be a great name if you were announcing. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Fun Sponge. Jesus.
I can hear that already down there in Florida when you come down there to see Larry.
Oh, yeah. You go down there or come to Sandwich, for the last Grand National Pool. The Fun Sponge, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Schultz couldn't say it over the PA, but by gosh, I can. The Fun Sponge up next.
Jason, of the three, what's your favorite tractor of the three to drive?
8360.
It is his favorite.
And why is it your favorite?
He wants to name it Barry.
That's Sean.
Oh, straightening the curve is gaining traction.
Yeah, in the comments, everybody, let us know what you like.
Straightening the curve. That's kind of clunky to say, though. That's kind of a mouthful. You know, there's been many a really good tractor over the years that never received a name. You know, the G1000, Lyle Hole's G1000 was always just called G1000. Maybe we just call it 8360R.
And then you got Ed Eilenfeld that always drove the tractor called Nameless. So.
There's one in the Outlaws that's literally called Tractor. They don't even like it if you say the tractor. You can't call it the tractor. It's just Tractor. So, you know, it's like a dog named Dog.
They definitely didn't go to Ohio State then because it's the Ohio State.
Yeah. Oh, man. It and 8360 are just kind of landing for the evening until further notice.
I could have fun with Buck Futter too. I could have a lot of fun with that name. That and the Fun Sponge. Ladies and gentlemen, Buck Futter and the Fun Sponge coming up right now from Iowa.
Buck Futter. I need to announce a little longer before I'm comfortable saying that over a microphone.
You know what? You know what, Michael? You need to announce a lot longer before you get comfortable with saying the Buck Futter. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly right.
Say that 5 times fast, and if you do it, I'll give you actually a free Coltrane energy drink.
We got to make sure the name's easy to say because 3/4 of the announcers can't pronounce your damn last name. So
I know. Yeah. Oh, I've butchered his name. I've butchered his name before. Trust me. I-80 hooker. Now that's not. That's. I don't want to go there. No. Would that be the world's largest hooker from the world's largest truck stop? Or would that be the world's largest chicken light assessment on the side of the trailer? I mean, there's lots of things I could ask with the I-80 hooker.
Okay, Express.
Well, Chase Richardson's the one that drives the vibrator.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, it's yeah. Who drives pile driver? I get the vibrator and the pile driver confused.
CJ Graysick drives the pile driver.
He's right over the shop working it tonight.
CJ. What?
CJ's still over there working in the shop tonight. We got him across town in the other building. He's taking work all night. It's like a slave. He moved up here. CJ did. Just ask. I'll tell you.
You know, in reference to Chase's tractor, I have actually attended one of those races in Key West, Florida, and they put 5 or 6 of them, turn them on, and they have races. I didn't say I watched it, but I would. Never mind.
With the mini rods?
No, the vibrator races. Come on, Mike.
Oh, I was like, what?
Oh my God, Mike. Come on, man. Hey, RJ, you know, some things just don't change.
I have a clean mind. Clean mind here.
Not for long. Darren Bombers just cued in there and said extreme strength.
Hawkeye deer.
Hawkeye deer. We've got a light super stock ag in Outlaws. I think it's called the Hawkeye deer. It's something pretty close to that. It's over on the west side of Iowa.
Brian Daly, I'll answer that. Yes, and it's very small too. Yes.
Brandon Simon. He said he should be 98 and 98 and 98X.
There you go. There you go.
Your wife wants it to be called the sledgehammer. That must be your nickname. Is that what she calls it?
Talk about your family a little bit, Jason. How old are your kids and stuff?
8, 6, and 5.
Are they ready to get in the seat?
You know, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they drive him anytime.
Yeah, they drive me anytime. Everybody takes a free ride. Yeah.
Right.
One likes sports. A little young yet, but yeah.
Never too little for garden tractor pulling.
So we need to
Yeah,
get some of
that's
them around.
what it get expensive all of a sudden.
There you go, flatliner. What's that mean?
David Hunt wants you to call it the 401k.
Open late models or pro stock? What is more satisfying to drive, Jason?
Well, they're all fun when you win.
Matt Chris, that's it.
Oh, Matt did? It's Mike. I think that's
4.0.
Yeah, he is mine.
I'm good.
Doing it green.
How many people are watching?
302.
I'm two of them. Nick Jacobs said the Jet Cadet. Well, we've done that before, haven't we, Nick?
The Menace.
The run around.
The runaround. The Brandon Block says the runaround.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That
Then they
is good.
put your name right, finally. All right, write that down.
And you might even spell it phonetically on the side of the tractor so they wouldn't screw it up.
360 right wing edition. I got to find out who this is. Get somebody on a Facebook group.
Bodie Ott. That's Bodie Ott.
That's good.
That's right. Yeah, Bo knows what he's doing. Ryan Folks, Jason, how does it feel to be farm show champion?
What's that?
How does it feel to be farm show champion?
Feels pretty good. I mean, I haven't really been around the sport that long, but I mean, it's the best, so it feels pretty good.
Have you been to Bowling Green with it?
Yes, this year. Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
That was really good. We burned a piston, so kind of let us down, but I mean, it was a good event.
So for somebody
Big
coming
deal.
from the late model, Mike, go into that a little bit with Jason coming from that late model, like a fan interaction versus.
I've not. So this is like, I get accused of being a circle track fan or a dirt track or a NASCAR fan, and I'm really not. So I don't know a whole lot about it, but I mean, that's just really, you need to hear it more from them. I haven't been to a late model race in a long time. Late model race is going to be just like your local version of NASCAR racing in Moberly, Missouri on a dirt track.
Brandon doesn't know where we are. Yes,
He's never been to the shop. This is the first time I've ever been here.
Text him what door we're at.
Top secret.
This is usually top
You
secret.
can't say it out loud.
This is the first time I've been on the tractors. This is
You're
crazy.
lying.
I'm serious. They never let us in here.
Seriously?
The door's always locked. It's crazy.
It's tight.
You know what? I tried all the colors. I had to call football to
You
get in,
think we worked this hard just to like.
let people smoke around.
Yeah.
So coming from a late, so like, what's the biggest crowd you'll pull in front of a late model race? And
Eldor's probably one.
that's the big dog of dirt. We talked about that earlier, right? So what's a big crowd?
What's it? Cedar Lake's probably the most. Cedar Lake or Eldor. Yeah.
Well, what's the fan interaction like? Is it crazier than a truck and tractor pull?
Brandon's outside and can't get in, RJ. Don't let him in. Yeah.
He said all the doors we want. Somebody go check on site.
He's probably just gonna go home.
No. Yeah.
He said,
Oh,
Wolf thinks you should call it Kelly's toy. Somebody else wants you to call it pulling out.
This is good. If anything, this has been entertaining.
I don't know who it is.
But Jason, we'll talk about the crowd interaction between a late model race and a tractor pull. What's better for racing? You know, what do you like?
I mean, they're both got their pulling, like at Louisville, when you get down to the end, you hear the crowd over the tractor. I mean, racing, when you're done, you hear the crowd when you win. It's all about the same. I mean, when there's definitely if it's a crowd, it's fun. If there's no crowd, it's hard to get involved.
What's the biggest purse you've won racing with the late models?
12,000.
10, 12,000.
Yeah, like 15,000 probably. I don't even know. We won a few races.
One of your races. So 10, 12,000.
What'd you say we won? 15,000. Yeah, I guess we got 15. I don't even know.
Who's a Yankee that out here? 15? 2 years? Yeah.
Yeah, we won the Yankee, but RJ broke the check.
I actually tried to
Got the pay.
Talk louder.
Talk louder?
Brandon wants to know why you're all worried about the money, Jason. That's all you're worried about.
No, I think pullers, Brandon's always messing with me. I think pulling deserves a bigger payout. I always have.
Why don't you start? You can promote Farley, put more money in it. I'm in. Let's do
I'm
it.
trying. I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to help him.
Well, we get some advertising people tonight, sponsorships. That'll definitely help us.
Yep.
We need it.
No, I mean, from a fan's perspective, I want to know what they think about the difference between pulling and racing as well, and what we can do as pulling promoters to get more fans in the stands. RJ, that's what I'm thinking.
It's kind of two different crowds. You know, the racing fans like the fast pace of the racing and pulling. What's that noise?
Yeah, what is that?
That's right.
It's a woodpecker. They got a pet woodpecker.
Crack that door down.
You got a pet woodpecker? But Brandon will get in if you open the door.
I don't know. I just think it's a totally different crowd. I mean, there's some pullers and racers that go back and forth fans wise, but most of it's a totally different crowd in my opinion.
When you're at a circle track race, are you able to interact in the pits as openly as you can at a tractor pull? Do the fans have that opportunity to go back through there, or is it a much more spectator, just straight from the bleachers experience?
Well, the racing deal is way more, start to end is so much more serious. There's a lot more, there's not a lot of interaction going on between, between hot laps and the feature. You're always busy. There's always your setup, you're changing. So there's not a lot of fan interaction.
Right. Half the times a tractor pull can almost be viewed as like a car show. If you're not watching the class that you want to be watching, I know as a kid, walking the pits was just as fun as it was watching the pull. You go around and get pictures of everything, and the drivers are out there because, like you said, you've got a lot more downtime. Was that an adjustment as a driver, going from an evening where you're driving, continuously to having a lot more downtime mentally? And how does that play on your nerves when you're getting ready to pull?
Well, definitely, like my nerves, I don't really get nervous or excited. But, I mean, I just, RJ knows I don't sit still. The pulling is a lot of downtime, a lot of waiting around, and I have a hard time. I'll be honest. But
When you and RJ went to look at the wrapped up industrial force tractor, had you already made up your mind that you were making the switch from late model to pulling, or were you going to go look at it and you decided, on the way home when the tractor was in the trailer?
Well, it's not really how it went, but airplane ride, but I didn't tell them all. I didn't tell them everything. Oh, I tell you, I just said it was one Sunday we were bored.
We jumped in the airplane and we went and looked at the tractor.
I mean, he didn't really. I was kind of an instigator in it. But, I mean, he needed to spend some of his money.
Some of the story is coming together just a little bit. I'm starting to get some of the inside jokes.
I borrowed against my house.
Yeah. Which house? Just so you guys know, Jason did not bring his Tesla down here, just so you know. Figured it'd be in here being plugged in right
I
now.
would not bring the Tesla down there for me to pick up.
Oh, it'd be fun. Tesla.
He's a drive myself.
He looks over and goes, "You got a Tesla?" That's the most emotion we've seen out of Rauen all night long.
You want to ride it?
Yeah, Jason bought a Tesla so he could get more work done while it drove itself.
Let's do like we did with that Challenger you bought around the racetrack, if he'll let you.
Yeah, can I try it out?
Sure.
We had hoped we're trying to grade that day.
And maybe going around. I remember after
Got more helmet out.
What Jason doesn't tell us is he's got a Harbor Freight generator in the frunk of the Tesla. That way he can keep driving. Yeah.
No, he's very Larry. Tell us what you're going to tell us.
He goes, "No, it's not a Harbor Freight. It's a DeWalt or whatever."
It's not a Honda because the Hondas cost too much money.
RJ's got a funny story. zip it.
So one day we're out at the racetrack and Hook's over here helping grade it for me and giving me a hand on I think it was a Saturday afternoon, and Jason had just got this Health Challenger home that he bought on some auction that he was watching. I don't know what he was doing, but he just got it home. He's like, this thing looks kind of fun. I think I'm going to take it around the racetrack. I know RJ and Hook are out there, and we're out there literally grading the racetrack, and he's going around there. I don't know. I know he was really probably 80 plus. I mean, just stupid fast. We thought it was going to get rolled over. There's ruts in it, but that's kind of how he is. Does lots of crazy shit like that. And then my brother's usually with him. If Hook and my brother are with Jason, they could pretty much talk him into doing any stupid thing he could think, basically.
Your wife, does she know all this? Or like, you give me all
Oh, yeah,
the
she knows.
She knows?
She knows.
All right, good. Just making sure.
She does. Yeah, she definitely knows it. Those three together are like, there's a lot of wreck shit. These guys.
I remember one of your first polls when you bought the track. One of your dad was still alive. He had a Hellcat. He was out there just whipping shitties in the park.
That probably wasn't my daddy. He never did that.
That wasn't your dad?
No, my dad never did that.
Yes, it was. I know it was your dad. It was Rauen?
I'm not sure.
It was Rauen? It was you? I thought it was Art. I thought it was Rauen.
My dad's done a lot of them, and that's where Jason kind of watched it, and then
Oh, he was just
Jason's ruined a few set of tires on that car as well.
I remember that specifically.
Yep. But your Tesla wouldn't do that, would it?
No, it's
Can I try it?
It's not.
Can I
I'll bring it.
What kind of rebate does Biden give you then?
I didn't buy it for a rebate.
I just heard
I bought it because it drives myself. I can look at my phone more.
you do home loans.
I do home loans. Thank you. Good selfish plug. Good selfish plug.
Put the Tesla on the Farley 300 Raceway.
Big Jim and the twins.
Big Jim and the twin.
It's got to be Teddy.
Dick
Dick Wiener.
Teddy Brown.
Is Teddy Brown?
It's got to be Teddy Brown. Teddy, it's you.
Yeah, Teddy, you've been called out. You've been called out.
Too many R's.
Too many hours. That's kind of like that. Have any of the names stuck tonight, Tim or Andrew or any of you guys that you really like? I love it. I really do. It is awesome.
Breaking news.
What's breaking news?
Motorsports is perfect.
What?
They need a name. Fast Family. Big brother.
RJ, do you have anything to do with this?
No, I'm not doing it.
You don't?
No.
But you
It is April Fool's, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Doug just got played, just so you guys know.
Over consumption of
I
the
have no
internet.
idea. I'm just being.
RJ, no.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Don't you know all that stuff?
I don't know that stuff. No, I mean, just because I buy and sell a lot of things doesn't mean I know everything that's for sale. Like, I didn't know Mike Becker sold his tractor. I probably bought it and then sold it to you and made 10, 15,000.
Yes.
He actually specifically said I'd sell it to you before I would RJ Simon because I know what he's going to do with it. That's what he said. He's a super nice guy.
Yeah. Mike's a great guy, but I'm just telling you.
What's that?
KY Jelly Express. That's what David Hanley wants to call it.
Why?
Roundup. Brandon wants to call it Roundup.
That's cool.
Got to spell it different,
That's
though. Got to spell it like he spells his last name.
He thinks we need shots. What's?
Should they do shots at Tammy?
I ain't doing no shots, Tammy.
You don't have to go far.
Keep it pepper. Bullshit. I ain't not doing that. No way. I'll spit all. Whose toolbox is this? I'll spit all over you.
I'll spit it over. Oh, shoot. What kind of questions, RJ, should we ask Jason? What's the stuff that people don't know about him that we want everybody to know? Good stuff. He's a National Farm Machinery Show champion.
Oh, yeah, that's all the good things. I don't know. What kind of questions?
Yeah.
He's not that great of a shifter. I said I rode with him before. He grinds a lot of gears because he's always on his phone like this. He won't use a headset like in a combine or nothing. He always has his phone like this. He might kick the rows over, but we love him for it, you know. But he doesn't like headsets. Bad idea. Oh, one good story I got though. I did go on Jason and his wife's first date. Hook went with us too. It was a great time. So me and Hook went on Jason and his wife's first date.
Kelly.
Yeah.
How long was that?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't even 16 yet because I had to drive home to have my permit, so you guys thought it was okay. So, but because they were drinking. But so it was a long time ago. Jason's like, I mean, we went down to Davenport to the races with at the time Hobby Stock. And Jason didn't have a. I mean, he had friends, but I'm saying he brought his own friends with him. How do you say that? I'd say we brought our own friends with us because we didn't have many there besides the security guard that let me in hooks. We were good. But I'd say after it, was it the feature, I think, or the heat race, whatever it was. But me and Hook were standing there with jack handles in our hand because we were kind of a little nervous it was going to get hairy. But then the security guard come over and we were all good. Jason made Kelly go up and get his check because he didn't want to go up to the tower and get it at the end of the night. But it was a good time. I learned a lot.
Did we win?
Yeah, he won. He hit everything but the base card. He win. And the water truck and didn't hit the water truck. Fritz wants to call it excessive smoke.
Tim, take a pry bar and drive around to that building. I might let a air. It'll be all right. Can they hear? Can you hear the garage?
Can you guys hear the garage door back there, the woodpecker? Or no?
They can't hear it, Tim.
We're good.
Nope. Nothing over here.
They can hear it, but they don't hear it. So that's a good story. Of course.
Is there a secret knock to get in there? Schultz standing back there like he's listening for the right knocker. That's not Jason. I'm sorry. I apologize. Whoever that young man is, I apologize. I thought you were Schultz. Please accept my. I'm sorry.
Tim,
Sit down, Tim. Let's talk about it.
oh, tell us some Jason stories.
Let's talk about the story about Louisville, though.
No. I'm getting out of this.
Nope, he's gone.
Yeah, he's going to get married.
Yeah. Andrew, why don't you come in here and help me out? What was how that story go?
Was it on 4th Street? Where was it?
No, there was a. I think it was. How'd that go?
It was a bet, and Tim said, I don't know how it went down. He says if we win Louisville, he will get engaged at Louisville.
At Foxy Lady or where?
No, he had his girlfriend.
He had his girlfriend, and he fucking showed up with a ring.
Well, because I didn't plan on winning Louisville.
Oh, but I'm
I asked him the key to victory, and he says confidence. He goes, confidence is how we win things, and you show up without the ring.
I to get there, and then these guys.
Let's face it.
I had confidence to win Louisville, but the whole thing is it's Louisville.
Tim,
We all know.
But Andrew can testify. We're down there in that winter circle. We wanted Jason to get beat. He was like, I hope we get second. Because I don't want to win it. I don't want to win. No, but your face said.
No.
Your face.
No, I really didn't care.
He was nervous over in church. We're sitting
No,
there. He's like,
you were
saying nothing.
there
Don't say
trying to
nothing on the
tell
mic,
me.
and I was going to just like make it all about him.
The best thing is she's watching.
Here. Let me get my popcorn while you guys continue.
It was good.
So we won, and his wife and everybody else is making my girlfriend try on their wedding rings to try to give to me to make this all do.
What happened there?
No.
Yeah, well,
You fucking let her down. She went down there dressed, ready for the dance,
She was
and you
not
fucking let her down. Yeah. You
That's
fucking-
not the way to be.
I got the job done. You failed.
You did too. I'm the one that failed.
Have you made good on the arrangement since then?
Right. She's good.
He's been at a pawn shop every Friday night.
I thought you said Facebook Marketplace. Didn't watch it too.
I got a couple guys that probably work for me, got some divorce rings. We could find some.
So that
She's
was-
still happy.
How do you know?
well,
maybe.
well, if she was happy, she'd maybe say she was
Yeah,
happy,
yeah.
but she hasn't said that. Fire
Yeah.
We're right here, Bondi. Come on.
I don't think
We know of a podcast that,
you'd be pissed if her shit's moved out of your house.
But she lives in her own house. She makes more money than I do.
Yeah, but she don't get to drive a tractor once in a while. She don't get the
No.
benefits.
She can start driving mine.
If you're just tuning in, welcome to Small Talk about Farley.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna call it. High and in.
So that being she said hi, she must be happy. Is that what that means?
Emily, let it out.
Let it.
Let it out. Sounds like a therapy group. Let's go around the room and see what everybody feels like. What he just said.
Come on, Hope, get in here.
Yes, she's happy. Well, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
All right, we're over this. What's the next?
How many sets of tires are in the back?
Well, who can't count?
They're all for sale.
All for sale.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Small Talk about who's engaged to who in Farley, Iowa, guys.
How big is Farley? I mean, when we're talking the small talk, is this, are we a typical, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000? How many people live in Farley, Iowa?
Just a click over 15.
These guys.
Clicks a word.
2,000.
So the prostocks per person rate is about 200 people per prostocks.
What's that?
The prostocks population rate is about 200 people per prostocks.
Yeah, there's another
Yeah,
one that never got built yet. There's a brand new chassis. So
Yeah. Hey, Austin, yes.
Austin's got
Austin, Amy's got one.
Austin's got a brand new Ace chassis pro stock sitting right around the corner down here.
Yep.
How many total pulling vehicles in the town at the moment, counting the ones that are for sale and all things considered?
If you want to, there's 13 in my shop. That'd be 5.
13.
And of the 13, how many of those are you actively campaigning this summer?
Every one of them is for sale. If anyone wants to buy anything I got, it's all for sale. But Jason taught me a long time ago, it's not on sale.
For sale, not on sale.
Good call. Yeah.
Everything or everything except for one?
No,
I'll sell anything but.
what?
No.
No way. Oh my kids. We're assholes. Yeah, so I don't know. There's what, 4 over here right now? 5? Boneyard?
Yeah, 5 in the yard.
Amon's, I don't even know how many Amon's got. There's got to be.
Austin's got all kinds of pro stocks. Don't let them.
There's probably 6. I bet there's 6 tractors over at Amon's right now or better at the minimum.
That they're working on probably.
Between working on and then they.
I bet there's more than 6 working.
Austin, come on over and talk to us.
Yeah. Tell us the truth. But there's a lot of.
They work on a lot of tracks.
We're somewhere in the neighborhood of 23 to 25 total pulling vehicles in the town of Farley, Iowa. At 2,000 people, that's like one for every 100 people to split between them.
Sounds like a
You
school.
must be a Biden fan. You got to all share them.
God, I hope
For
not.
sale, not on sale.
Yeah, they still have that tractor as well, Ryan. They still got that decent super tractor. I think they're doing something with it right now. Ron's building it into something. So
Schultz will buy it. Yeah, Schultz will buy it.
Every time I see him, I tell him he needs to buy another tractor. He says one is more than enough, but I'm always trying to get him to be a 2-tractor team.
Dean wants a semi. Hey, Dean, you remember where the suspension switch is?
Too soon.
Sorry,
Too soon.
Too soon. Sorry,
14
buddy.
Too soon.
14
Too
days
soon.
is the limit on that. RV. Secret R and second R.
Secret R and second.
Have any names, Tim, jumped at you tonight that you like?
There's a couple.
I like the ones with the round, like running around.
How's it sit? Pulling semi came along great. It's running great, and we just need a little. That's Beth typing and not funny.
How'd the QR code work out for you at the Mid-America Truck Show? Did that lead to just dozens and dozens of applications?
Crash the server. On Monday. Yeah, it was big.
Crash the server.
industrial force.
Go back to that.
Sorry.
He's talking about Mark Royer.
I think I like what was that comment there that Tammy said? Kelly got around. That's what he wants to call
That is money. That is money.
Getting around.
Teddy went quiet.
it. What happened to Teddy?
Teddy went quiet.
So much called him out.
Teddy went quiet. He's making a new name.
I don't even bring Andrew in here. Didn't he win?
Andrew, come on. Yeah, let's
win.
let's get Andrew. Andrew, you come over. You want to Hillsborough.
He's done better than I have.
He won a Hillsborough.
Tractor you win.
Bootlegger.
Come on
No,
over.
we're not saying that.
Yeah.
Done. Whatever.
Done.
It. What about Brandon? Wasn't Brandon looking for the secret code to get into the shop? Did he just, he just went back across the street?
Kyle was having calves tonight, so he texted, said he was busy.
He's probably out there
Pulling calves.
pulling calves.
Come on, Andrew, get in here.
Got his hands up a cow's ass pulling a calf. Yeah.
Sit there, 'cause we're gonna start talking about Farley. Andrew, get in here. buddy.
Here, you sit where I am. You bump.
No. All right, June 7th and 8th.
Yeah, June 7th and 8th there, we got the Farley Nationals here in Farley.
For those of you watching, have you been to the Farley pool before? We want to know. Throw something up there on the screen.
If not, I don't know why. I mean, it's got to be the greatest pool I know.
It's one of the toughest tracks I've heard from competitors. I don't listen to
You
to
called
the-
here once and I told you what to do. You didn't listen.
I did not.
You was like, oh, it can't be that good. And I was like,
It was.
well, then don't.
It was.
And then you shot the front end up there.
Right. No, he's right. He's not wrong at all. Not wrong.
That's probably why the crank fell out of it, because you lugged it that hard that night.
That was the first trip up.
It was with the brand new ones in 12 or in 21.
Yeah.
Or 20.
Yeah, how many years has the Farley Nationals been going on? This is year 3?
What year did you buy the racetrack?
Well, actually, the racetrack was originally bought by my father and Jason and one other local business guy, and there were 3 partners in it for the first 3 years. I think it was the first 3 years they were all in it together, and then my dad bought the other 2 partners out, and this will be the 4th year that we've had the pole there in park.
Okay. So first year was PPO,
First 2 years of PPS,
and then 2 years of NTPA.
this will be the 2nd year of NTPA.
Okay. So sounds
So
good.
fourth pole total.
Yeah.
What they did, Mike, I don't know if you knew that, the first couple of years, you actually pulled on the racetrack, right? You built the inner track.
I only did that 1 year. That was the year that you helped me promote. We actually, no, that was just we did it ourselves. We kind of
Kind of a great brush up.
Yeah, it was just it was, I guess, I hope it wasn't a rush pull, but I guess you can call it that.
Well, it wasn't sanctioned by anybody.
Yeah, it was sanctioned by me.
So the RJ
Jason.
Simon Polling Foundation.
Yeah. So that year we did it ourselves. Jason was partners in on that. Oh, you're good. That first year. And then
This is your shot. I want you to be on the show. I'll sit back here. No, you stay there. You're talking.
we argued over the seats. So yeah, at Farley, plenty of seats at Farley. You won't have to argue. When you come to my poll, you won't have to argue seats. It's just here in Jason's shop, you got to argue about the seat.
Oops, what do you got? Jason needs to look at his phone.
Oh, jeepers.
Anybody know
How
the
are you?
score? Does anybody know the score of the Iowa LSU game? Just
Don't
curious.
tell my wife she's recording it.
Yeah, Jerry's Weibauer's Travis Schlabaugh's main man. He's been texting me. He says he's multitasking, flipping back and forth between our live stream tonight and then. So we kind of did a combo live stream tonight. We started at 7:00. 80-69, Iowa's ahead. Go Hawks! That was the one where the girl last year pointed at the finger, right?
Yeah.
Good deal.
Well,
For everyone who's rooting for Iowa, everyone else is just rooting against LSU. That's pretty true right there. So what classes are changing this year, RJ, or what classes have you had over the years? I heard there was just one class difference this year, right?
Yeah, we had to take the mini routes out because Chase Richardson wouldn't sponsor the mini routes, so I had to pull the mini routes out, and then I put the semis in.
Yep.
Hope Chase is watching.
I do too. That would be awesome.
But no, I'm just kidding. No, we decided to pull the mini rods and put the semis in. We do own a truck company. It's right next door. So we thought, well, let's throw semis in there. We bought that semi. Let's try it, see what it comes out, how it comes out. And we pulled the mini rods. I actually asked one of my sponsors, the main sponsor that I have that helps me, and I asked him which one he wanted out, and that's when he told me. Sorry for many other guys.
Can't have, it's hard to have them.
Yeah,
It's hard to have them.
I'd love to have them all, but the moral of the story is just you got to keep the show short and sweet. And I feel like we got pro stocks, modified tractors, we got 2-wheel drive trucks, 4-wheel drive trucks, super farms, and then semis. So we got 6 great Grand National classes. I feel we're going to pull in all of them but the super farms. Why not, right?
Is Super Farm Grand National?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So I was just about to say that means RJ needs to buy a super farm is what I'm hearing from this lineup, because you've got a skin in the game and everything else.
I'm thinking Tim would have time to switch his over to super farm. Maybe it's not good. Or Andrew, one of them guys could get theirs.
Let us know, Amanda,
I
what
said,
makes,
if I got RJ Simon here to help sponsor me, then maybe I might be able to do it.
Well, Jason sponsors me in my pulling season next year. I'll sponsor you.
RJ, what's your favorite class to pull in? You've pulled in almost all of them, and for the vehicles you have right now, like let's say you're going to the Farley National 7th and 8th, which class would you be most looking forward to hooking in personally?
I'm excited about the semi, but I haven't personally drove it yet. But I am really excited about it.
you're going to drive?
Well, me and Brandon will arm wrestle like we always do. Who gets to drive stuff? So it's just gonna be a toss up.
So Brandon will drive? You can't.
Yeah, we actually might do a foot race.
Okay.
Everyone wants to see this foot race all of a sudden. You
Between
see,
Brandon and
boy, they keep on the.
There are 2 sessions. There's 2 sessions of pulling.
This podcast keeps. That's a question that Tyler always asks. Which guy would you pick in a foot race, RJ or Brandon? And it's always mixed. Everyone goes half and half.
Like if Brandon wanted to physically harm you, I would take him. Like if you pissed him off, I would take him. But like his desire to hurt you would outweigh. But if it was just pure athleticism, I'm taking you.
Really?
Because you've done more running down the track back to back in the 2-wheel drives. I've watched you over the years. Also back, you jump in your little golf cart, zoom back there. There's some people fire suit on doing your dance.
He don't never take the golf cart with his ECI, but he runs back and forth all the way. He does.
Yeah.
Last year there at Monticello, he ran back 4 times.
4 times.
4 times.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about EC. We got the president of East Central Iowa.
Yeah. We got to turn it
Okay.
down.
No, we're not talking about.
Amanda Stern said she loves Farley. Amanda, we got the promoter with us. Why do you love Farley? Because promoters don't, those are great compliments, but why is Farley great? What makes it great? Let us know. That's good to hear, so we know what to promote, talk about more and more with people. So,
Right.
Andrew Vorwald, he drives over. No, RJ can't leave.
I'm just
You're our big name. You're our big name. Shut up.
Jason Raun's the big name. I'm nobody. He won the farm show. I haven't won a full
Yeah,
in
but he
years.
wasn't real talkative earlier.
Well, that's because he didn't get enough peppermint.
You get more peppermint in him?
More peppermint.
Does your sister live close? Because she wants to do shots. Does she live close? Can we get her an Uber?
She's probably on an airplane. She's
Jason,
probably on an airplane.
Jason Raun's sister, can we get you an Uber and swing you over here to the secret compound? So,
She probably doesn't know what it is. You don't tell anyone.
honest to God, you didn't know anything about this? Or you being funny? Because you're
No,
funny.
I'm dead serious. They don't let us come in here. Like when the door fell. This is serious. Actually, like
Like this, is he being funny or being?
No,
that's why when I see that video, we blow smoke.
No, I saw the video. That was awesome.
Blow it out the door.
The fucking hole. So you the hole's in the back of the door.
Right here. You find it right here. This nuts. I didn't know that. You guys have a dyno?
Now it's getting deep, Larry and Mike. We're going to get our boots here.
Yeah.
You guys have a dyno?
It hasn't been ran. Why?
Andrew, slide up here. Andrew Vorwald, everybody.
What do we sell?
We better, but I mean, we get it.
They make him back.
I mean, somebody needed it. We we'll just tune it up.
Talk about the big win.
Yeah. The pro bowling league, let's go charity pool. The great Downtime. If you want up there. No, you want on Saturday. Friday night got rained out.
No, I got two.
Did Friday night get rained out? Or did prostocks get it?
No, Friday night,
What?
Get RJ.
We had our merch trailer, didn't we? Did Friday night get rained out completely?
no, Friday night, they got rained out right after road start schedule. Because Jason pulled in.
That's not true. That's fake news.
He got.
Just kidding.
She babysat.
She
you guys?
did. Yeah, damn.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure she harmed us a few things. That's why
Here we go, RJ. Great classes, good price point, easy to get in, and always friendly. The 300 raceway people.
Best part of Dick Wiener says the best part of Farley is the foot-long hot dogs and the ham balls.
I can make something Andre out of that. Yeah.
That's
Hey guys, hey, Jason.
Yeah.
Jason Schultz. May I be excused that storm you guys had, RJ, and all the rain you got is here, and I've got things blowing on this metal building. I ought to go out and check. So if I may be excused, gentlemen. Good talking to all of you, mostly RJ. But anyway, I'll be on next week. I'll be traveling, but the week after that, I'll be on. Okay. So I'm out of here.
Don't blow away, Larry.
Well, I got things moving around outside that I'm not sure what they are. I'll see you later.
See you, Larry.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Larry.
We actually talked about putting a passenger seat in the semi. And so right there, they're saying that RJ and Brandon. I mean, I almost rode with Dean down there. If anyone watched,
Yeah, you stayed in there quite a while.
I actually shut the door and got in there, and I was thinking, I'm good.
Give him one.
I was in there, but Dean actually told me to get out. But I kind of wish I had stayed there. I could have hit that switch.
The Dean's at home just mattering.
No, he's not. He's madder at himself than we were ever. We laughed about it right away. He was pissed, and he wanted to.
Well, tell everybody kind of what you're talking about. What happened?
So we went down there to Louisville, and so when Dean owned the truck, there's a suspension switch. So it's on hydraulics, and it pushes the front drive axle down. Well, when Dean owned the truck, it was right on the thumb of the throttle. So it was really easy. You really hit it. Well, it got moved to like down along the seat, kind of low. And it's kind of an odd spot when your helmet's on and everything. And I was in there messing with the data logger, and we got a little excited trying to get it running. We got it running, and then I'm still messing with the data logger. Like I needed Tim there to help me with the data logger. So he's my guru for the data logger on that thing. And long story short, I got it working. I jumped out, and I just about said something to Dean, but I was like, oh, he's drove that thing. He won 5 championships with that truck. You don't need me to remind him to hit the suspension. So I didn't say nothing, thinking I don't want to be that guy. So I hustled down the other end. I'm like, I'm ready to watch this thing lay down the lap. And right away, I'm like, he didn't hit the suspension, or it did. I didn't think it hit it. I thought it didn't work.
Okay.
So then I went right when he stopped, ran up, and I looked at the suspension gauge to see if the hydraulics were working. And then that's when he broke the news to me. I forgot the switch. And I was like, it's all right. Okay, it's fine. So
It happens.
So the switch get moved back to the stop.
actually, so I kind of let it. We gave Dean shit. We're kind of jacking with him a little bit back and forth, and it was all good fun. And then he got every friend gave him shit. I think they probably still are. But so I sent Dean a picture of that switch on Monday. I said, the switch is right here, just in case you wanted to know. And then he said, when that thing gets pulled out, I am going to personally smash it with a sledgehammer. So, yeah. Good stuff. But yeah, Dean was a huge help to us. I mean, if we didn't have Dean there, it wouldn't even probably half track, even if we turned the suspension on, just because he came down a few weekends, him and Beth, and helped us work on it. And, that thing literally that week in the poll, it was down to a bare block. Before the poll, we rebuilt the whole thing. Dean stayed there all weekend and helped us work on it that weekend before. And he was just a huge part of getting it there. If he wouldn't have helped us do that and gave us all the tips of what we needed to check and do this and do that, it probably would have blown up after.
He said that thing when he had it, it was awesome.
Dom, you put back to his setup per se. Compared to what Buck.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, Dean just knew all the contacts. It needed a cylinder head. Dean, we got a hold of Lonnie Sanders. He had a spare head, so we bought a head from Lonnie. Riverside Engines is a huge help. We got all new sleeves, pistons. It needed new tires. Had to hurry up to get. You can't just go to Chad Mayhill and order a set of tires. Like you usually do. So I had to go to the local recap store and order a set of recaps. Well, we run 120 trucks, and I don't remember the last time I bought a set of recaps. So that guy was happy to see us. Simon's buying recaps from us again. No, just what's that?
100 loads.
The Hercules. That's just the Casey. No, I don't know what the hell they are. They're a Goodyear on the side of it. But we didn't go with the wide ones. We just did the normal thing.
it was just cool. So we had a lot of fun, and yeah, see, Beth will never forget the screw up. So the funniest thing was, so Dean had to fly out Sunday morning because there was that storm coming in at Minnesota. So Dean flying out to get home to Minneapolis out of Indianapolis at 7 a.m. So at, I think it was 3 a.m., Dean says they're getting up out of the hotel, and the first thing his wife says, "Do you remember where the suspension switch is?" He's like, "Just what I wanted to hear at 3 a.m."
Yeah, so that's accurate.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun stuff.
Yeah, she's a huge part of his success.
Absolutely.
He won't admit it, but I mean,
But at least you're letting everybody know now.
she's the real reason. She's the one thrashing on it all the time.
It happens.
Yeah, Dean's always in the office working on paperwork and stuff.
Sending out invoices.
Yeah, sending out invoices and hero cards. Sending
So the guy wanted everything he's ever had.
Yeah.
Very, very successful. From the super farm to the mother trucker to the 4-1 class now, very dominant.
Well, he actually told us at Louisville, he's like, if you guys want to drive this semi, you can. I'll drive one of your prostocks. That's what he's like. He's like, just because I'm that guy, I would give up the semi ride if you'd let me drive one of your pros. It's like, oh, that was nice.
That was. Speaking of Mac Trailer Winter Nationals, you let out of it about 235 and posted to 246 fire. Whoever took that first pass. It's fun for me as a fan to see you, Mr. Two-wheel drive guy and mod guy, jump on a pro stock and be very successful. What's the difference for you?
My eyes were closed. I was so nervous. My leg was shaking. You don't get nervous. Oh yeah, I'm a wreck. My brother, he's
Brandon, does RJ get wound up?
Brandon and Jason are like identical to each other. Like they just shit breaks or something bad happens and they just laugh about it. And then like, hey, let's see if we can bust it even worse. Like, we don't have it quite ripped in half. What if we did this and they hit this that much harder? I bet we could rip that thing in two. Well,
That's exactly how.
and you're like, I bet Tim can fix this. And then the only other guy that can wreck stuff worse is Hook. Like literally loses wheels on grain carts on a hill.
And guess who's still got to fix the fucking shit? I still got to fix it because you lose a wheel on the fucking side.
So
Got extra grain carts.
But yeah, no. Brandon and Jason are like really laid back, like whatever, don't care. I'm like the opposite. Like I like plans. Like we're going to Sandwich, and we're like, well, we're gonna wait for Jason. All right, sounds good. Well, he says he's 5 minutes away. I'm like, that's fucking 25 minutes. We all know that. Like, you know. So literally, we kind of putzed along, waited for Jason. He caught up. He followed us all the way down there. Of course, Tim's not that way either. Tim's more like me. He likes to be there.
I want to be there.
He wants to be there earlier on time, you know. Or Jason's like, oh, pool starts at 7. We're going to be last class. We don't have to be there till 9.
No, that's how it works. I will say 90% we go just, we know, like, it's just, we unload and we scale, hook, and go. And honestly, I'm kind of getting used to that.
Bullshit.
No, I am. And some of them.
No way. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
Some of them.
But yeah, no, I was nervous. It was good. It was a good pass at first.
I do get that.
I figured for sure they're going to reset it on me.
I did too. I really did.
I figured for sure they're going to reset. We were ready to go out.
Well, Wagler came back, went 241. They radioed up to us that they were going to watch one more. Because we looked at each other in the control room like, there's no way they're resetting it. Because you let out of it and coasted in. And then Wagler went 241 or 242, and they said they're going to watch one more, and then they let it sit.
Well, we actually, that down there, that motor's kind of similar to the Bootlegger. So we used all the knowledge he learned at the farm show. And he got it all super tuned for us, you know, and it was just
It
great.
just sucks though, because like if the sled was set 100% correct, but you can't expect that.
Oh,
If it was,
So
honestly, I think RJ would.
Be like Joe pull off. Yeah, no, that first he had the most
He had it bad.
he had the most impressive pass.
So a tighter wagon without a pull off, you guys feel that the pass he laid down initially would have held and won the show. Is that what you're saying?
I
From the announcer's booth, from what I saw, Mike,
Yeah.
watch it go in. He let out of it. I mean, Kevin smashed it in there.
Yeah.
And but I
Well,
didn't.
he coasted and put the brakes on. I mean, you got out of it like you anticipated. Like you almost looked like, oh, this is gonna be a reset, you know.
Well, actually, you know, Brandon just said, I'm like, what do I do because I was first hook and I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I was really nervous. I said, what do I do like if it's really rolling? He goes, just watch Scott Doty. And when Scott Doty throws a red flag, you pull back on him. So I watched Scott Doty to a T when he threw the red flag, and I yanked back on it, and it worked out. We were stopped. I don't know what would have happened if it would have been a little heavier, but the track was just, it wasn't a normal Louisville track. It was totally different than where farm show. It was drier. I mean, that Craig Morgan deal was great, but they weren't able to put the extra little bit of water they normally would. They'd roll it in a little quicker.
Yep.
And that, kind of played into a little different track scenario.
Yeah, because they had that stage up by, I think, 3, or even
They had
1.
sound check at 3.
Okay, so probably at 1. I know because Marvin was stressing out about it earlier back in Broadnet not being able to do it.
Yeah, no, so it was cool, everything they did. I mean, kudos to Mac Trailer putting that on. And I mean, it's a cool event, and to go down there and be able to pull for first place for 10 grand is impressive. I wish we could do that more often or more, but I think that's going to get there. Beer Money keeps growing and everything. I think they're going to promote. I think Beer Money is going to put on the first pro stock class, pays 100,000 win. I think
we got to thank Beer Money. You give us both check tonight for putting this on. So we got to thank Beer Money for that.
Well, we're making a lot of money on this tonight. I've already made $17,000 in revenue tonight on Facebook Live. Hope just texted me. Did you see me look at my phone?
He says
170,000. Oh, they're feeding on this, RJ. They're feeding on this.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's we're all doing this to have fun. This isn't a job. I mean, he still has to do home loans.
I do. You still have to own a trucking company, a cattle company, and a farm.
Brandon runs cattle stuff. I don't know anything about farming.
You don't know anything about farming?
No, I stay out of it.
Honestly?
Yeah, I don't like running a tractor or nothing. I'd rather just drive a semi. I'm a truck driver.
Okay.
So.
Well, how many Simon's trucks did we pass on the way down? 4 or 5, at least.
Are you speeding, or were my guys going slow?
We were speeding. We were. We had to get here.
I'm just asking.
We had to knock on the door, know the secret code, and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I just, I don't know.
Andrew, come here. Come on up here.
You guys have to-
So, he's a man of
Question based on any of you.
We have a question?
Racing or pulling?
What's that?
It's
Racing
all-
or pulling?
It's all
Which you
fun
like?
when you're winning.
That is very true.
It's all fun. Oh, that was the question.
Yeah, from the guy in the hat.
It's tough. It's tough to beat racing, when you're afraid painted at 100 miles an hour.
All right. So how many times have you driven the pro stock, Andrew?
10 times.
10 times?
Yeah,
You drove. So what do you hook at ECI? What's your tractor at ECI? What class do you hook at?
360 hot stock.
You went from 360 hot stock to pro stock.
I ran 460. 466 hot line.
What's wrong, Tim? What's wrong? Something happened?
Nope, everything's good. Nope, no beers were harmed in the coming on stage here. Everything's good.
Rain's all over. Oh, we're good. Don't get all over.
Drink fast.
What's it like going from a hot farm to a pro stock, Andrew?
A lot more noise. The first couple times I drove it, they never really hooked up. But once you get a pro stock hookup, it's just totally different feeling.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Tim, I want to talk about ECI a little bit. You are the president of ECI. Can you get yourself on screen a little bit more? How's the season looking for you guys this year? Got a good schedule coming out?
Yeah, we actually have a really good, hard to get.
You can see that.
I don't need. We have a good schedule coming out. One big thing that we actually have going on is Rockwell pulled us in this year.
Rockwell, Iowa?
Rockwell, Iowa.
That's at the Grand.
After the Grand National Poll. So they want to do something with us to do what NTPA and what do they do at the end of the year?
The Enderley?
The Anderley.
So it's going to be our ECI.
Oh, okay.
What they're trying to do. So
Cool.
they're trying to make
Breaking news, everybody. The ECI is going to have an Enderley.
Yeah. So they want to have the end of the year and relief for ECI.
Sign. Hold on.
Our Simon's going to sponsor.
And I don't know. I mean, we're trying to make, it's big for us.
That's awesome.
But for us, ECI, it's hard for us to make things do because we're not a 2-day whole group. We're kind of rushed. We're not rushed, but we're kind of like bad. It's hard to do 2 days.
people like, a lot of your members like to get home at night.
Yes.
No.
It's no different than I say. That's why it's nice for us with the pro stocks for Jason and stuff that we can come home every night. And then the next day we can work. We got to make money to make these things run. That's just how it works.
So if you had a title here at the round pulling team, what would your title be?
I'm a welder, mechanic. I mean, that's it. Like, we work on these, but that's after. I don't have
a business card.
I don't have.
Shut up.
That's what he has to say.
Yeah, that much all night long.
Everyone's
RJ, get back here. I want to talk about Farley a little bit. Again, June 7th, make your plans to be in Farley, Iowa for the NTPA Grand Nationals. Great. Now, did you guys bring dirt in, RJ, or was that there? How'd you build that awesome track? Do you have Jim Miller come out, I think?
Yep, Jim Miller comes out, builds a track every year, and does an awesome job. He's usually out there, starts usually Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
And building that track. Does just a great job. Couldn't do it without him. But yeah, we hauled all that dirt in from up in Bankston, Iowa. And it's good clay. That's what it is. I don't know if you call it really dirt, I guess, but it's good clay. And, we found all that, hauled every bit of it in, and Iowa just won.
Go Hawks. So that was to get into the Final Four? That was the lead, right?
Okay, correct.
Go Hawkeyes. Love it.
So, yeah.
No, that is in the Final Four. That should put him to the semifinal game.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's Elite Eight, Mike.
Was it?
Yeah, so they're into the Final Four now.
Oh, my bad.
Jerry will correct us here in a little bit.
But yeah, no, so it's just a good time. We have a lot of fun. We got a bar right there, event center. We have a lot of fun. The pits are all open to fans. Come out during the
When
day.
do pullers start coming in for your event? Wednesday usually?
Not normally. Thursday night usually. You see a Thursday afternoon, evening. You'll see a ton of pullers there.
Yeah, you've had some pretty good parties Thursday night in the bar, I've heard.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good time. Yeah, we'll open that up on Thursday night. We have a nice little have a good time, and Friday and Saturday night. But we'll have a good time there again. Last year Doug didn't make it. He lost a wheel, I think.
Lost a wheel?
On his trailer or axle.
I don't know.
The trailer, wasn't that?
No, we were just trying to get back from the event. Kept home.
But
I want to talk about, obviously, your dad, huge influence in your life. What do you remember most about your dad when you were like 10 years or younger pulling?
Well, just
did you know your dad was a badass back then? Did you know he was a champ, winner?
10 years?
Well, I mean, like, what are some of your earlier memories of dad? And when did you start realizing, wow, this is pretty cool. I want to do this forever.
I started going pulling with my dad when I was probably 10. I went with him basically every pull. I don't think I got to go to Bowling Green until I got older. What's your first year you went to? How old were you with the Bowling Green? I don't remember what year it was the first time. I mean, I drove there when I was pretty young, but I don't remember now anymore what year it was. But
like, how old were you?
We never went to the campground. So I never got the campground experience until I was in my early 20s. And Austin Heyman actually went out there by ourselves. We went to the Iowa State Fair.
Austin's a tall, early lad.
Yeah, we went to Iowa State Fair on Wednesday, and we pulled there, went to the casino, slept for the night, and went down and bought a hauler down in Missouri, came back up. Dad brought it home, and Ron, and then me and Austin drove all night long to get out to Bowling Green.
That would have been with the two-wheelers?
Yep, we took two two-wheel drives out there.
Did they have their diesel super then? Or were they building?
Nope, they're just getting it going.
Okay.
Just building it. And we got educated in the camper that year. I think it was probably 08. Something like so in there. And I realized what happens out there.
Debauchery.
Yeah. Lots of nice things.
Lots of nice things. What are some of the polls? RJ, you polled pretty much everywhere. What are some of your favorite polls to attend every year and why? Like, are there tracks?
The best poll, I'd say, hands down, is going to be June 7th and 8th at Farley, Iowa. That's a great one to come to. I mean, it's hometown poll, great track, and that's always a fun one to win and a good one to come to.
A lot of your local fans, it's a chance for them really to see you too, because otherwise, you and Rockwell are the only time Grand Nationals in Iowa.
Yeah, Rockwell or us, that's about it. So And Rockwell's about 3 hours from us, I believe.
Is it?
Something like that.
2.5.
Yeah. 2.5. So maybe we get Jason to come over to Farley and he'll hang out.
You think he'll go? You think he'll pull?
He usually goes. Like if the poll's gonna start at like, if it starts at 6, like you gotta tell him it starts at 4:30.
It's 6:30 on Friday, 6 on Saturday.
Yeah.
This year
Yeah.
for the fans.
Because they gotta pull them over. Yeah. They don't need to load no, he. Yeah, they're using that's what's there. That's the best thing. I mean, we don't like it. I don't anymore.
If you don't like it, they won't come.
I like it. I'm just giving him a hard time. He knows how to take it.
Yes, he does.
So
I'll be late for my own dinner.
yeah,
I'll guarantee it. I'll guarantee it.
I just
If anybody has any questions for RJ Simon or Jason Rauen, Tim Vorwald or Andrew Vorwald, please throw them up there on the board, and Mackenzie, and we'll slip up there. Tim, favorite name so far that you've heard tonight? Just don't worry about the boss. What names do you like most?
We all call them fun. I honestly like plain Jane name. I don't understand why it's a big deal.
What about an announcer?
We have to.
Just saying Jason Raun's up next on his John Deere.
I mean, my opinion is though, is the whole thing I have a plain Jane tractor. I like the clean look. Okay. Stuff like that. The whole thing is what's the difference between the 8360R than it is on the race car that you have a 98. You know, what's the difference between them?
One did.
Well, why do we have to?
You don't have to. You don't have to.
That's why I would.
Don't get mad. We're just trying
No,
to.
I'm not.
I'm pissed off. No. Did you get angry? Are you an angry? You're an angry?
No, I'm not. I mean, are you angry?
no. If you want to so mad though, if you didn't get engaged or nothing, I don't.
Well, you
I don't
know.
know if she's really happy.
So you honestly said, we win Louisville. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah,
110%. There's any.
It's gonna happen. It's just I didn't. That was not proper to do it.
Was it proper to do it?
Proper to do it.
I'm just curious.
No, I don't think
No, it wasn't proper.
so.
No, honestly, I was gonna do it, but it's not proper.
What's Kenzie putting up on the screen? RJ.
So I dug through my Facebook, and you were talking to RJ about some memories he had from his dad, and these are some pictures that my father took in Macon, Missouri, and I wanted to know if he remembers, if he has any memories from these days.
Yeah, so the front truck is actually, that's still the original body. We have that truck. It's still running. We actually just got 2 stunning engines that are ready to go. DJ Sullivan and his family kind of take care of that and that truck for us. They're actually welding on it tonight. They're changing the rear end because they're making it RJ proof because I might have kicked the drive shaft off. That's besides the fact, but put a little heavier duty rear end in it right now. And actually DJ switched his truck over, borrowed parts, or Stacy's truck over, and they're going to run. So we'll have 2 full drives running this year.
Big mods.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. And then the back truck is Showtime. So that was actually Steve Olson, who still works every day in the shop and comes out there. That's my godfather. And that's actually his truck that he owned. And my dad and him were competitors, and Steve and him were always competing against each other around Iowa. And Dad said one day, we should just team up. You should come work for me and just team up. We should team up and go pulling together. And that's what they did. And them guys had, the whole career, the pulling career since the 80s, it's been Steve and my dad.
Mike, what year was that picture in Macon, Missouri?
So there should be one more photo too. I think there were 3 trucks on this flatbed trailer, and I tried to send that one, and we'll get that up in a sec. If I had to guess,
that's a Trans Am, I'm guessing.
80, 84, 85, early to mid 80s, if I had to guess.
Yeah. So the old Captain Maya. Yeah. So there was 3 4-wheel drives there for a while. They'd haul around. Then they bought a 2-wheel drive, which is called originally the Stampede. It was a Trans Am body, and we just got that body back. It's sitting in our shop.
Where was it?
Actually, the same place Sleepless Night was at over in Warshbell's barn.
No way.
So
they still have Jeepers Creepers, right?
Yep.
The 2-wheel drive. Yep.
I keep trying to talk them into buying one of these new used chassis I get, but they keep holding out.
What's the most recent thing you posted for sale?
I got a 2-wheel drive truck that I just purchased from the Kilmeyers. It's a T-bucket truck, 2 chassis. In the high 20s, you can have a 2-wheel drive truck. All you need is an engine.
Okay.
So it's I'd say two-wheel drive is still on a Grand National level or, you know, a top level pulling organization, still the cheapest class to get into right now.
Okay.
Out of anything, you know.
RJ, do you consider yourself a tractor pulling dealer? If there was such a thing as like an individual who like buys and sells somewhat professionally, has it be, I mean, at this point, it's kind of what you do. You will buy them, sell them. Is it just a hobby, or is this kind of a part of your what you do? You run a trucking company and you sell pulling vehicles.
Yeah, you know, I didn't really plan on that. It just kind of happened. You know, I started doing it, and then now, you know, once a week my phone will ring. Or the biggest thing, what happens now is like a guy has a bad night. Like seriously, like this happened at the truck show. Then people walk up to you and are like, "Hey, I'm selling it all. You want to sell it?" And I have to be like, "Hey, just wait till next week. Call me next week if you're really serious. But just let the sting wear off, and you know it'll be all right." You know?
When you buy them, do you like to drive them first, or do you put them out on the market pretty ASAP?
It depends. Sometimes if it's something that's kind of a no-name deal that nobody knows, it's nice to drive it a few times and maybe make it look good. And then the other time, if it's a great piece, you know, it's nice to, you know, you just sell it right away.
Well, here's what my buddies and I always said. They said, well, it's genius because RJ and Brandon, they can buy just about anything, and regardless of whatever it was, and between the talent between them, they'll go out and win with it. And then everyone up in the stands looks at it and says, oh, that's a winning ready vehicle. All I have to do is buy it, you know, but you guys have went out there and won gold with it a couple of times, and then it sells a little bit sooner. So you drive it a few times, put some wins on it, and they say, hey, here's a vehicle. Go buy it real quick.
I've always wanted to know the pro stock history. Never in my life did I ever imagine see you or Brandon anything diesel. How did that happen?
Well, actually, a lot of people don't really. My brother always wanted one, and actually, Jason always thought one would be cool. So Jason, Brandon.
So you guys have been, I mean, childhood friends, grew up together?
Yes. The backstory actually is my dad and Jason's dad are best friends.
Okay.
So they grew up together in high school, and Dad always said that Jason's dad would do a lot of dumb things, and he always had to keep him out of trouble, and maybe out of jail a few times. But Dennis isn't watching Facebook.
He's not. We're good.
So
he's not watching.
So
Good.
you know, they were great friends, and then we grew up, and then obviously Tammy babysat us. You know, Jason's sister.
Clearly.
You know, she's the older sister.
Yeah, but she's the one who wants Jason to do shots.
Yeah, she's kind of a little bit troublesome, so
okay.
She doesn't go to church as much as she needs to.
She was the fun babysitter. She was the cool babysitter.
Does she go to church even on Easter?
Oh, she went.
Oh, she's a priester? Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, whatever I'm saying is.
So Jason and Brandon had this wild idea they're gonna get into pro stocks. Well, first Jason was doing it by himself, and it was a Minneapolis Moline a few years, well, 10 years ago now, 8-10 years ago, and he was close, but he didn't own it. He's like, I really don't want to own it, but then he paints the tractor yellow, but whatever. But it is.
No, you go wrapped up as white.
Yeah, no, we built all the sheep.
You didn't
know sheep on. We built it all.
So long story short, he didn't buy that tractor. Well, then one night, Jason, it was when the Babblers had the haymaker. So somehow it was for sale, and Jason and Brandon are like, let's go look at this. Next thing, late, like
Last minute.
Like what time?
I bet it might have started by like 8, 9. It was like
So you called Babblers and said we're on our way?
I don't know. I wasn't
snow
involved.
and beat hell. I think
They asked me to go. I'm like, you guys are idiots. I remember. So they went and looked at this thing.
The haymaker?
At the time, I think it had a hole block.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Whatever it was, but it wasn't fixed. I know that. Long story short, they were really close on doing it. And then it was actually my father who told them they're both idiots. This is stupid. You guys are stupid. And no way, you don't need this. Dumb investment. Okay. So then they both let it go. Well, Brandon always wanted it. So late 20s. Mid-20s. Yeah. And so they didn't end up buying it. So they came back and kind of let it go. And then when Dad passed, and then that winter after Dad passed, I did the raffle for the 4-engine mod.
The waffle. Yeah, the waffle.
Was it actually a raffle? We'll talk, that'll be our next person. That was
Yeah.
funny.
So then long story short, we put that on. Well, Peter Norton was like, take a ticket. Like, all right. And then my brother sitting next to me, and Peter says, I'll take a ticket or a spot or whatever, and says, ask him if he'll sell category 5. It's like, will you sell category 5? Yes. And okay, how much? We said this much. And we said, okay. And then he's like, you want my trailer too? How much? This much. Yeah, we'll take the trailer too. And then he said, well, do you have any fertilizer tankers? Well, just so happens I do have a fleet of fertilizer tankers. He said, well, I need one of them for my farm. So we did a little horse trading, and next thing you know, we're going to Kentucky to Brad Moss's house and rolling that out of Brad's shop and into Peter's trailer and loading it up and going home. And we were like, this is nuts.
Is Brendan like smiling?
Oh yeah, we're just so excited. And we leave there and we're like, you know what? If next year we can just get top 5s against these pro stocks, top 10s, we're going to be just tickled to death. Like, we're just going to be so happy. Well, we bring it home, you know, and it's everything they said it was. We put it in the shop. We're good with it. Well, then it wasn't. A couple days later, Jason comes over, looks at it like, this thing's awesome. He's like, ask around, see if anyone else has it. Well, just so happened Mike Boyd said I'd sell ours. And so we jumped in a car and drove down there, Jason, Brandon, and I, you know, and it was a fast car.
A fast car?
It flew, and
an airplane.
and we went down there and looked at everything and kind of went back and forth, and Jason was kind of like, you know, we better not do this. Kind of went back and forth, and this is silly because it was everything, you know, it was 2 tractors, a trailer, a Kubota toter. I mean, it was a dyno. I mean, at that time, I mean, it was a lot, and it was by far at that time the biggest pull-in deal I've ever done. And we were going to go in together, and then one thing led to another. We both kind of let it go. Well, then all of a sudden, one day me and Brandon were talking, and Mike was texting us and talking to us. Me and Brandon ended up going down there and loading everything up, and we brought it home. So next thing you know, we have 3 pro stocks. We're like, what are we gonna do with 3? Well, we didn't have it for a couple of weeks, and then Jason Rauen, Bootlegger, had called and wanted the $8,400 X. We're like, wow, we ain't gonna sell this. One thing led to another, and back and forth. Finally, we're like, okay, we'll sell it. So he comes back, and we're down to 2. We still got a light super. We bought it on auction time. That's up in Blackburn's getting built. That had that going on. Then trying to think.
How do you keep it all straight?
I don't know. Then we kind of just did all that, and then it wasn't a year later. Jason, well, he already had that one bought, and then you can't say. Can we say Bootlegger? Bootlegger calls us. Bootlegger calls us.
We're at Toma.
We're at Toma, yeah. And
Norm was.
And he was kind of ready to sell. If he wanted to sell it. We're like, kind of went back and forth. Jason would come in, and we're like, oh, we don't need everything, you know. And Jason's like, well, we'll go ahead and partners on the deal. And I'll take this, and you take that, and we'll do it like this.
So that was the first time you guys owned stuff together. Was the Bootlegger deal?
Oh,
Pull-in.
The racetrack.
Yeah, I knew that.
But then we went out there and brought that home and had a hell of an experience driving home. Jason's had that fast target for him to get home, but me and Brandon drove the hauler. So, and we got that home, and I think 2 weeks later, we took X to Henry and won the first time out with it, which was the old coal fire. And he took this to Jefferson and won the first time out with it. So, but we basically reworked everything on.
Kenzie, when you have questions, sorry, holler at me.
It says
Yes.
from Zachary. Well, he can do.
Did
Yeah,
Simon get any of Morrison's Greenlight Express Pro stock?
Actually, so X and Brent Meyer's tractor are both old
Injected funds? Okay,
They're both Morrison.
Okay. But didn't Brent have Denny Green with Envy originally?
Yeah. So
No,
yeah.
if I'm asking stuff, I don't know. Okay.
There's just
You looked around like,
because it's funny circuits. So
yeah, it's a big mess.
So Brent came and bought injected funds. He ended up taking Denny's in on trade. We got that, and then we're like, "Hey, Jason, we're gonna sell this." He's like, "What would you take for it?" Jason's like, I'll buy it. Jason buys it, and then he gets that tractor over here, and did you run it? I don't think you ever ran it. They never did run it.
Okay.
And then there was some guy bought it up north. I don't remember his name. Maybe girl. I don't know what it was. What was the guy's name? Or I don't know her name.
Oh, the goofy Canadian. You hear me?
I just shit with him. Yeah, Canadian.
He drunk all
He's probably having fun right now. If he's watching this,
He's watching.
Yeah. He's drunk. He's drunker than 700. He's having a good time. And he looks so happy to be sitting there. Is that still Bodie Ott? But somebody's comment on one of the groups doesn't have a name on it.
So yeah, and then that's kind of how the circle went. Jason bought it. Jason sold it to that guy. But yeah, so that one was in the shop for. We actually ran it once down at Wheat.
Okay.
And then we had too many at the time, so we're like, we don't need this. So Jason said he wanted it and bought it, and then the Canadian bought first. I sold the Canadian. I helped him sell it. Sold the Canadian the 45-55. Never did pick it up. Paid for it. Never picked it up. And he seen me listed that tractor and was like, I actually want that tractor instead. And so Jason took the 45-55 back in on trade, and then did that.
And that's the one that you're trying to sell. You think you have a buyer?
It's for sale.
It's for sale.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If you're interested,
If you're interested, call RJ.
yeah, small block.
He's your guy.
Yeah.
Small block under here.
I can sign him.
I work on commission, so it's always good to work. So a lot of times I end up having to pay him because I want something from him.
Kenzie, what's that say? Alex?
Says, Alex.
Yeah, Alex. Yep. Oh yeah.
He pulls green with Envino? That's the drunk Canadian?
No, that ain't him.
No,
That's Dan. Dan.
That's his boy.
Dan.
the man.
Dan the man?
Daniel.
Dan.
Daniel. Potato farm.
Nice.
So to kind of put a bow on all this, can we safely assume that a significant or a notable portion of the 10,000 pound pro stocks that are pulling right now have been through Farley at one point? Is there a legitimate, it sounds like a decent amount of them in one way or another have gone through Farley somehow.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. The 1206 Schultz came through here.
You got that from Cody?
Bought it from Cody, and then we were going to put a big block in it. We actually had all the mounts.
Well, the rumor I heard is that you love the 06. That's your favorite sheet metal. Is that true?
Yeah, I love the look of that tractor, but we never really put two and two together. You always talk to Cody. He's always a good friend. We always got along great with him. We never really put two and two together that it was built for Cody.
Not our Jason.
Or Brandon or any of us.
Yep.
It was a little snug. Let's put it that way for not even that, just the clutch pedals, everything was shortened up.
If Tyler Slock can get into a mini rod after his changes, I could use to do that. Get in there.
Oh, you can do anything. I mean, that's not the problem.
Which is not comfortable.
Well, it wasn't just that though. Then we acquired. How did that go? We ended up when we bought these. When Jason got this, and we got it, and Jason got it, and we got X bought back from Jason. Then we had the 1206 sitting there. We were trying to work on that. That was going to be my tractor, and then we're like, well, we don't need that. And then Peter Norton said, I'd like to have that 1206 chassis. Would you sell it to me? I was like, yeah, sure, Peter, no problem. Peter buys 1206, and he sold Shelton.
So when did Shelton decide they want to get the pro stock? What's the story for that? Do you know?
Really don't know. So you'll have to fly down there and get them on.
Can I take his fast car?
Take your test. It's up.
I had to stop and charge it a couple of times. So again, we're sitting in Farley, Iowa. Jason, RJ Simon, Tim Borwald. Tim, you got tell me a funny story. Like, what's the greatest thing that's ever happened? You can't believe you guys pulled it off. Pulling lines. Louisville. That's why you said you're Louisville. You have no confidence in this driver.
Yeah, I love the rest. Wait, this is only half the bargain. Bring the new fans up to speed.
Now, I understand that I know we can win.
Brandon's already the door out.
Like, just
He's a
the
door
win.
He's still pretending to come over.
Well, he's trying to get in.
He won't get it. He's got breakfast cows in it.
I got myself in trouble. Said I got myself in trouble.
Why? I don't know.
What? Oh, the C16. Yeah, that was bad. Okay, you
That ain't
want to
cool.
talk
That
about?
ain't- I do. Let's tell
It wasn't fun.
Well, is it fun?
It was fun.
You better not. It's not pulling. Tell me a funny pulling story.
No, it's not pulling.
Tell me a funny pulling story. Or like, I can't believe we pulled this off. Like, one night you did this. Oh, give me some.
Yeah. Yeah, we.
What a place is locked up tighter than our kids.
What's that?
Yeah. He don't, RJ don't buy lunch.
RJ, so we're at back though.
I don't have a lot of. All right, hold on. The Tim is talking. The Tim. All right.
So we're at back.
The Tim. That's what we'll call him. The Tim.
Everyone always got places on.
Well, the Tim and the flip flop.
What do you think you're playing? That Tim? Come on,
Jason bought more times than RJ does.
what's that?
He says you bought lunch more times than RJ ever does.
Thanks, bud.
They heard at the shop there at church. Yeah, this is kind of like the Polish church. This is fun. I enjoy this. All right, Tim. Let's see.
No, that night we're at back. Jason told me, he's like, we're waking this fucker up. He said, we're gonna fucking win, man. I was like, all right, so I tuned it up, whatever. Well, that turbo was only fucking, what, 2 weeks old?
You want to grab that, Doug? You sure you can hear it? 2 people?
2 weeks old, and fucking Jason told me.
Got a good bat?
Jimmy, you can't see. Oh,
We can't put that on?
why were you pissed?
No. I mean, it wasn't hot setup. That's just the way it is. It ain't that fucking.
Definitely not a park failure. Definitely not a park.
Definitely not the part. Great assignment, except down at the Cascade, starved me a bit. Down at Cascade, starved me a bit. Remember that? Brandon said, the other time Simon had lunch is at Cascade, starved you in. You're getting us up on the, getting up there on the TV.
Well, it looks like everybody else. It's split up.
You gotta have that. The camera, you get put up there by the camera.
You usually gotta have. Yeah, we still put 20 on everyone, and we still have.
V10 Warwolf. Is that the same? Is that the same turbo you run on your tractor? And you see?
That's what it looked like when we got down to Louisville. That's what we looked up. Looked like we got to Louisville. Hey, that's what it looked like when we got to Louisville, right?
No one needs to know that. Nobody needs to know that he's running a big Weimer charger on your hot farm.
My tractor, no one needs to know whatever.
Yeah, if you're in the field and you're helping Jason pick corn, he won't be. Poor Hoof one day almost went into a coma.
I would run over that box and just get something.
Yeah, he was laying on the manifold and cooking on a dead possum. Brandon was starving. They thought they were camels too. They didn't give him nothing to drink. That's why you got to pack your own lunch. Jason stopped on the way down. He stopped, had a little pizza. Yeah, he stopped, had some pizza or something on the way down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's why I like the truck. See, the tractors, when you're stuck at the tractors, you can't stop at the truck stop. See, no one ever questions the guy why he took it so long to get back. In trouble. Yeah, see, you just wheel into the truck stop, get yourself a sandwich. You don't have to worry about it. No one yells at you. Just say, oh, there's a big line at the co-op. We couldn't get enough. Sorry. Could happen, you know. Just like your Tesla. I bet you stop at Quick Star, get a piece of pizza every once in a while. Yep, just to pull in there. Don't you like one of them? Absolutely. I mean, Casey's is my favorite. Casey's. Oh, yeah. I love Casey's. That's why I look like this. Will you let me? I'm gonna bring these guys food.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Tell me if that. We'll run down and we'll get some Jimmy John stop and.
I really didn't know it was this bad.
Well, sometimes this is when things really come up. At least performance reviews. At least
I feel really bad.
the grocery store's back in town, so at least we'll get to eat cheese trays again. Get back. Farley's getting a grocery store?
Gonna have the green ones back open again.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Did you guys buy that?
No. Jason's thinking about a gas station, though, I think. He owned one of them in Dubuque here. Like,
It's a lot of like inner circle stories. You're not sure what the, but you can tell by the reaction when something gets them. Yeah, that's what it's. We're better just move on to the next subject.
The name of the tractor should be Inside Joke. That's been the theme for tonight. The Inside Joke.
yeah, there it is. Yeah, we got lots of them. So
What are your top pulling memories over the years? YouTube. Top favorite.
probably whenever you're at full. That's what I was saying.
Stop.
Whenever the remedy,
You and your brother are just shitheads.
whenever the remedy actually runs, was at a full. I always enjoyed it.
I did my dad drive, or Tony McDonald or Gaffney. So I've admitted that I'm not a good driver. Okay, I'm just not.
You want me to do it?
No, my dad did.
Really?
Yep, my dad did.
You think you just had too many like Red Bulls or
Squirrels. I see a lot of squirrels, RJ. Focus is not one of my strengths.
You get nervous?
Not nervous.
You know, probably one of my favorite ones was one time I
Really good at this. He don't get nervous. He's a really good bowler.
one time I did laugh my ass off though. We're up in Richmond Center, and this guy's rocket crushed. That was a funny time. I remember that. I was up there. He was almost crying. He realized it really wasn't him.
So I like to buy things and not tell my wife. And I had, I'm 48. If you had an IROC in high school, you didn't have to be nice to girls. You just said, get in my car. The prettiest girls, right? I had a Chevy Cavalier. With a hole in the floor.
Are you sure? Because your wife.
No. I married well. I would a little hard.
She's not blind and deaf, is she?
Drinks a lot. She drinks a lot. I get asked a lot if she drinks, if she's blind and deaf. But it took me a while. That's another story. I had to work hard. Anyway, so when I can actually afford an IROC, so I went and bought one. I kind of kept it in my friend Brent's house for quite a while. Well, insurance came to the house, and I get a call at work. Are you having a midlife crisis? And I said, no, I just wanted an IROC. So she was pretty mad at the car. And then I bought my Escalade truck, and I didn't tell her about that, but we could churn dirt. Well, I didn't know they had the whole thing scammed out where they went and bought an identical car from a junkyard, painted up. Remember, we used to have we'd have the demo devil at our events. So they set this up. So they brought up my real, and I could see my stereo in the back from the announcer stand. Well, then they switched cars and came out. They smashed it. I come out of the grandstand. It's on YouTube, Mike, the video. It's like the punking of Churnin' Charlie or something like that. But they got me good. Okay, they got me good. So they got me really good.
Needs to be more of that. Any lot lizards knocking on the door?
No, that's a good question. I hear it. I mean, you see it on the social media. AJ Vargo talks about them a lot.
I would say there's not many. You know, usually Jason Toller's pretty nice, and he probably gets the people, girls knocking on his.
He's a truck. It's not with this big rig. You told her stuff. Yes, count through.
Oh, we got a few of these things.
So they'll come up and knock when you put the fuel in.
You think they run on? Well,
That's why they make them stickers. That's why they make them stickers and got the line through it. You gotta have them on the. You know, a little lot.
No lot.
I'm sure Doug's had people back in the old days at calling out when he used to run the right, Doug.
I don't know. These are. Do you want to go into lot lizards now? It's up to you.
I think we should stay on that. It's probably one of the things where I don't think we need to go into that. Do we? Not today. Probably another time. Simon's around going to the TPC in Nashville. Just depends.
Waiting on sponsorship, advertising firm to come forward.
They all claim they drive panty droppers.
Wow, Timmy's coming. What kind of panties? What kind of panties? Is that what you're asking? Jason's sister says they all claim to drive panty droppers.
Peterbilt.
I got a freight line. Yeah, that's all I can afford. I don't have to beer money. I don't do home loans. If you did loans, we could sell more.
You have a guy. I give his name out to people. It's all good. It's all good. What else we got tonight, guys? It's just fun. It's fun to talk to you guys. Your big names in polling. Fun to have the stories.
You guys.
We can let Norm drive one, but I think he'd get really nervous. I'm worried that he might have to get drunk before he get in there.
Is Norm one of your guys?
Yeah, Norm's my cousin that always goes with us.
Okay.
Brian. So I don't know. I'd let him drive it if he wants to, but he's never really.
Yeah, let's talk about your team a little bit. You always have.
Yeah, so we got a hell of a team. We got Brad.
Because he's got the board. I mean, that's pretty clearly top notch.
You know, and you know, Jeremy Mitchell, Jeremy the truck driver. Like,
Jeremy the truck driver.
Get him up.
I thought Jerry took that over.
Yeah, well, Jeremy stood us up for Louisville, so Jerry had it. Just wanted maybe the luck on, you know.
Yeah, you got to use him again.
Hey, guess what Norm does? Home loan.
Does he really?
Yeah.
He's a morning
He does.
For real?
Norm
should talk to him.
He's a bank.
Good people.
Yeah. People. So yeah, we got. Yeah, he's sitting up there watching this right now. But yeah, still had Brad walk up, he helped stretch on him. We got Steve Olson still in the shop, Chris Burkfeld.
He's been with you a long time.
Yep. And then his son Chris, and then goes all of them. Then Brandon's brother-in-law Jerry. So.
Now you put an ad up about a month ago. You're looking for a couple people.
Yeah,
I know. Did you get apps coming in?
Oh yeah, I got quite a few. I got one new guy starting here in a couple weeks. So moving up out of Missouri, and I'm pretty excited about him coming on board. Cody helps us. Cody Olson helps us. Corey sometimes. Corey Burkfield. And Lisa Farley usually comes too. Jason Waters has been a huge help on that semi. He's usually a wrench on my semi. He's come over and helped out a lot. So.
Where did Andrew run off to?
He's set off last summer. Andrew ran off to.
Norm's got the best rates in town. Dick Wiener.
No, that's Teddy Brown.
Teddy Brown?
That's Dick Wiener. Yep. Teddy Brown. He's good shit. Late models coming to Farley in May again. No, Carl, the late models are not coming to Farley in May again. Not this year. We're only going to have one race this year, and that's the Yankee. The last weekend in August, I believe. I think. Sounds right.
The Yankee?
Yep.
That's a race.
We're having a 100,000 to win stock car race, so we'll see if we can dust off Jason's stock car shoes.
She's coming.
So
Just right. Fill it.
Fill it out. So we're gonna got that coming, 100,000 to win stock car race, and then I think it's like 30 late models on Saturday night, something like that. So that'll be an XR series race. Wow. We live streamed on XR. And yeah, we're pretty excited about that race. And then that's the only one we're putting on. Then one big tractor pull, June 7th and 8th. I like it. So we're pretty excited about that. Yeah, we're hoping we can keep this roll going, keep the money coming back to Farley like the farm show.
I like it. How many kids you have now?
4.
How old?
Got 9, 8, 5.5. You ask him.
He's 5.5?
Yeah, he's 5.5. And then just turned 1.
Any more coming? Or?
They come anytime at this point.
You still practicing?
It's tough. You're married?
I am.
So you get it.
It's all good. It's all good. Hopefully she's not watching.
How many years did Jason race? Yeah. Denise wants to know.
98.
That's when you started? What was your first car? Hobby stock.
Actually, Hook used to be a hell of a race car driver.
He looks like an athlete.
But you know what? The best thing about him is he was always a good racer, but he always had his brother crewing with him, and his brother's twice his height, so no one ever screwed with him.
Yeah, racers seem to be a little more physical in the pits. I've heard some stories, right?
He never had to get physical. His brother just stood in front of him. His brother just had to look at him all, and they're like, "Hey, we're good, man. That was a clean race." Jason never had that luxury. He just had me and Hook with Jack Handle or Nutsy. Like, he didn't kind of wipe you out. I'd probably hit him.
Well, they let you get hit once, and they jump in then.
No.
So we're rolling into hour number 2 or hour number 3 now. So if you have any, we'll start wrapping this up pretty soon. RJ's got a busy day tomorrow. Jason, everybody works hard. What other questions you guys have for RJ? Please throw them up on the screen. Again, June 7th and 8th, right here, Farley Nationals. 300 race race.
Camping, plenty of camping on site. You can go on our website and get that. And
Jason's dad has thrown a windmill or 2. That your sister says your dad has thrown a windmill. Was your dad a racer before you? Or did he stick up for you?
He did little drag.
Little drag racer?
But him and Rogers.
So they said they got the fights done?
Well, no, I just think I think they caused trouble.
I think they caused trouble.
Tim, tell us the pulling semis and you and Andrew drove.
What was that?
Over here.
We got in a lot of trouble.
We
Started getting in their feelings.
Yeah, and I actually we were at a pulling one night. The guy actually tried pulling me out of the.
Was that?
No, that was at Farley too. Yeah.
Who were you hooking with? What is it?
That was easy.
ECI. Somebody tried pulling you out of the semi?
That was that man.
Okay.
Fucking, they tried pulling me out of the semi. And then you got Andrew and my brother Justin. Well, you got us two big brother fuckers. You're gonna try to pull us out of the semi. It ain't gonna turn out too
Why was he trying to pull you out?
good. Because he finally lost.
He finally lost.
Lost.
Nobody talks about
I was trying. Jason told me you don't fucking let all that cocksucker go through the fence. And I tried. And how far away was I? I mean, I was close.
And that's the green one, right? The green and white one? Yeah. The light green one? Where's that?
No, you had the
That's what the outlaws are. You see that?
loans.
I saw it this summer a little bit.
Yeah, he had the great one, and that's where.
Come on, guys, let's see those questions.
It was fun.
Up on the screen, you got RJ Simon, Jason Rauen, B. Kim, Lorwald, Flippy Flop. Sitting in Farley, Iowa. The Iowa Hawkeyes won tonight. Mike, what do you got running through your head? You've been quiet.
So I've always heard a story, and I want to hear it straight from RJ's mouth as he knows it and remembers it. In the cheap seats in the pulling world and the bleachers, we've heard this infamous story about your dad and one of your first times, or maybe as your brothers, either both of you, first time driving at a pulling track. And of course, in NTPA, as I think with all organizations, you have to be 16 to drive, correct? And I think as the story goes, you and your brother were well under 16, and you had gone to a smaller pull or something like that, and your dad was going to put you in the driver's seat. And they kind of caught wind of this, and the tech official comes up and he says, hey, Mr. Simon, we're glad that you're here. You're a huge name. We're glad you're promoting our local pull. Your boys, they can't drive. They're not 16. And your dad looks them square in the eye, and this is just what we've heard up in the bleachers, and he says, they're 16. And they were like, no, we know they're not. And he says, okay, put it back on the trailer. We're going home. And they said, pleasure to have you, Mr. Simon. Congratulations on your son's 16th birthday. Let's hook him to a sled. So is there any truth to this rumor mill story?
No truth. Brandon was 16 when he started. I was not 16, but I don't remember that conversation. Maybe he had it outside, but I was 14 when I drove him the first time. I actually won the first time I drove it. I was actually at an ATPA hook back in the day, actually.
Awesome. You won your first hook?
Yep.
Which truck?
Simon Says Chevy, which is now owned by Danny Hubert, called the Sundance Kid.
Okay.
Nice. Yep. That was actually the same truck my brother started driving in.
So for all you Simon fans over the years, what are your favorite Simon pulling vehicles over the years? And if you want to listen to Jason's too, we got it, and we have Industrial Strength, Force Industrial Force, and the 8370.
The Tim.
And yeah, give us some good memories too of Roger too. So it's fun to have RJ. It's and him. It's and him. You have your pronouns.
Yeah. Identifies as
pronoun type of a crowd. Oh. Industrial Force for Jason. That's his favorite truck. No, that's his. He's a fan. Oh, that's his favorite. It's Denise English. Why is everybody looking?
She likes Force.
Oh, is that your wife?
She likes the Force.
She likes the Force. Where's the wife? Where's the?
She's waiting for the Force to show up.
Simon's either what? Super.
I had it. You guys, I want to hear this story. You shortly had the Loud and Light. That was. Did you drive it much? Did you like it? And how did you sell that to a pair of diehard red drivers down there in Kentucky?
Well, it had a red engine.
Oh well, there you go.
That was kind of just a fluke deal. Actually, we ended up we bought that tractor actually on auction time.
Cool.
Dan Dexter.
Was he out of Illinois?
Down by Peoria, or no, Galesburg. And ended up buying that tractor. Went and got it. We were driving home with it. and in the trailer, and me and Brandon were talking, and we're like, you know what? We need to just take this thing right to Blackbirds. There's no one that knows a alcohol engine better than us. So we roll it up there and roll it out and look at it, kind of look it over, and go up top the mezzanine, have a few beers with Josh and Terry, and start kind of talking things over, what we're going to do to it. And next thing you know, before we left there, we're doing a complete engine swap and everything, basically redoing it. So I think it was right around 2 years that project took. It was up there, and before it got done, that was before we bought pros or anything. So then the prostocks came into play, and other things started happening, and we were like, you know what, we probably don't need this light super. And at the time, Brian Schramek reached out because he was looking for one. He bought one, and he ended up buying one Spiegelbergs, and then Phillips had reached out. We kind of talked to them because they knew it was a brand new Blackburn red engine and all new turbos and everything. Long story short, we ended up making a deal. With Larry. Brandon had no idea about it. And we rolled into the Nashville that year, the PPL hook in Nashville, and Brandon had no idea that we already had the deal done. It was, quite of a quiet hush thing. And next thing you know, Brandon went out to drive it for the first time. Brandon drove it on the dyno at Blackburns, but Brandon went out to drive it the first time, and they're all telling him, you got to run the hitch low. And Brandon's like, I'm good. Which should have, but he didn't care. He wasn't scared of it. Never is afraid of anything. He left it all the way up, and he come out of the hole, and that thing stood up on the wheelie bars. He was riding it out, doing pretty good. And then points box quit and set it down. And then, so then the next night, Phillips drove it, and that was the last we seen.
Did you do good with it that next night?
I think actually Roberta points box up again. I was having issues with ignition. That was the year a lot of guys, mod pullers, a lot of people were having issues with MSD. But they've done well with it. They've just changed it, did a lot of changing on it over the winter actually again. But so it's just not something we're looking to get into. I mean, we're gonna leave the diesel super stuff to the Bowers and the Schultzes,
The Ross. Don't bring my name.
Yeah, Jason Schultz. Because we got it, he does home loans,
I love it. The red Dodge. Love that truck. Let's keep moving on. What are some of the favorite trucks and tractors over the years, Kenzie? Can you throw those up there for RJ?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
How many did you get on?
This one, like 30.
30 Pearl?
30 Pearl. Yeah.
Do you still have that one?
Pulled that farm show, got second in the prelims, and then made a bad decision. Simon says two-wheel drive Waverly. Yeah, we went up to Waverly. Waverly, Waverly was always
region.
It was a region up. One year they did do Grand National. I think they did light unlimiteds up there one year and two-wheelers one year. Went up there. But I think ECI's up there. ECI's up there.
What happened to the light unlimiteds? Are there any guts of them left in any of the modifieds you have still?
Yeah, we still have the one we ran as a light mod last year. It was kind of the back burner tractor. We just kind of ran it when, it was actually just some extra parts. We had two engines left over out of a couple two-wheelers that we sold, and we threw them on it. And we didn't put as much time, probably should have, and had a brake drag in most of the season. We didn't really notice it until we were doing maintenance on it at the end of the year. Well, we went out of bounds on the left side twice, and it was the left brake that was dragging. So we think it was the brake that was causing us issues. So we're redoing that, and we'll have that out again next year. Hope to do a little better in that light mod class if we can.
Well, good deal. Good deal. Anything else tonight? We're going to wrap up. We talked about your event, talked about your family, talked about your dad, talked about all your vehicles, and then you have a two-wheel drive chassis right now, a T-bucket, you said?
Yep, T-bucket for sale, and I got a Pro Stock for sale, 4455 Jason's.
Yep. John Deere.
Small block John Deere.
Small block John Deere.
Be perfect. I mean, really.
They're all for sale.
But they're all. But I mean, honestly.
Anybody's looking for a Pro Stock? I know a guy.
Every one of them. I got a semi too, but I think Dean's already buying it. So.
I think that was Beth actually.
Yeah.
You should check your phone. I think she already Venmo'd you the money.
I already did. Yeah.
I think she Venmo'd it. So it's all good.
Before we wrap up, did we ever get close to naming the tractor? Did we have a top 3? Is there a top 3 that he kind of was like, yeah, maybe I'll write those down?
8360R, the way it looks, it's going to be called.
I think
Yeah, there's hundreds down.
Sarah Wilson would do.
She gets that.
There's some good ones.
There's some good. I like the one with Brown. Brown again, the one Kelly gets around. I thought that was pretty funny.
running around.
I'm not sure. I know. No. Kelly got around. Kelly got around. That's what it was. Kelly, not even guys. Okay.
I ain't saying that. I think that's. We better not do that.
The fun's fun. The fun's really lit everybody up tonight. The tax invasion one that got me excited. I'm trying to think of the ones out there that showed the most emotion of you. He called me today. Our thing was Jason. I don't need to do this. Like it's too late. Like we're coming down. I thought he did good. Didn't you, RJ? I mean, are you impressed with Jason tonight?
I'm always impressed. You know, he's the coolest.
Was he a good athlete? I feel like quarterback.
I think he actually was. Wasn't he the quarterback in high school? I think so.
No, he's a flat.
No, he was the track. Wasn't he a track field and track? I think he threw the band. Yeah, band. He was a drummer. Actually, he was. True story. He can play a set of mean set of drums.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But you look like you're running like a violinist. He's a flute, yeah.
Just one time at band camp.
Oh, no. What's next for another mod track? No, there's no more mods. You get one mod, and 1 4-inch mod is enough.
It's one badass 4-inch mod though.
Yes, holy moly.
It's awesome. Just makes laps.
It's awesome.
I called this on our last show. I said 2023 was the year of the River Rat, and all signs indicate that 2024 is going to be the year of the Simon Says mod. I mean, just the way that thing performed in its first 4 outings. It hasn't lost yet, has it? First 3 outings, I guess. It's 3-0 on the year. This is going to be the year of the Simon Says mod.
It's won farm show, and what else did it? And it won.
It won the set. It swept the farm show and then won the truck show. So it's in every single hook. It's averaging a first place finish, like dominantly.
Super strong. These guys, it's like some secret text message going on there. The guys, the peanut gallery texting RJ, and then text RJ saying, "Pick up your phone. Look at your phone."
Well, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, they're just trying to get me drunk. I got like 4 beers down here that aren't open yet. There's 2 that ain't open.
Adam Decker and RJ, have you pulled someone else's vehicle and had success? Like if you jumped in somebody's vehicle, they said, "RJ, will you just drive this damn thing for me? I can't get the run, or I can't." Ain't that ever happened?
No, nothing I never owned. Okay. I tried driving what was it, Too Hot Farm once at Amos up at Platteville one time.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I tried driving that once. They're like, "Oh," I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing." Like, I just watch that light. When that light comes on, just start slipping it out. So I did that. Right as I did that, then it shot the turbo out the front.
It was a turbo, radiator, and everything.
All of
You fucking shot everything.
them. All of them.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it did too. I remember. That was a.
Let's get waited all night. They're like,
Dude, that's one of the last.
I'll never forget it. Pulling up on the scale with this thing, and they're like, "That fucking thing is too hot." That's what they tell me. I'm just driving.
Is Amos? I know. Are they?
It's right across.
Really?
Right across.
Nice.
We should have got them on here with us.
Yeah,
Ron,
we should have got them.
Ron and my dad, they pulled here for years. ECI, that was fun. His old 1066 just passing through. My dad's D21. Had the twins on there. We had a lot of fun. It was fun watching those two compete back in the day.
So you're not going to ride a track?
I'm not. I want to watch. I'm not.
It's the same you always said about it. Couldn't hot nail snowman's ass.
I'm actually gonna let kids.
Couldn't drive a hot nail up a snowman's ass. Can we get that T-shirt? Can we actually say RJ Simon says I couldn't drive a hot nail up a
Oh,
snowman's
it's actually Jason saying it.
I'll just have him sign a signature.
Yeah, put that. We can sell some T-shirts.
I'm actually gonna let your girlfriend drive.
You are?
You want to announce
I
that?
guarantee you.
Well, you were going to guarantee you're going to get engaged too with the tip. Yeah. We've heard a lot.
And I will guarantee you she will kick everyone.
Emily, what are you thinking?
So, right, it's breaking news. So earlier, Doug got tricked on April Fool's that Forzine's got him on. But is that true?
Is it April Fool's? Did you check?
What are the comments? Fact check. I mean, fact check. Call Rick. Get my phone out.
She will.
Look at the camera and tell her she's driving your tractor.
She knows it.
She responded.
I already told her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we got a down payment from Schultz tonight. Yeah,
She's aware of it.
I was on the other end.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure I don't need diamond ring for that.
So you said that my wife might be, deaf and blind. What do you, Emily, pretty girl? What do we say here?
She could be
She is
blind.
good.
She could be blind.
I think she's drunk a lot.
She drinks a lot.
She don't drink shit.
Doesn't she help a bunch with ECI?
She's the secretary of ECI.
Yeah, the president and the secretary, she acted up. Ain't that so? Yeah.
Don't they call it a secretary?
I'm pretty sure that we're cleaning up shit that happened.
The secretary. Oh, poor Emily.
Isn't that kind of what Doug's doing here?
Pretty much.
He's not saying that. He's still fact checking.
He's still fact checking. RJ, thank you.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
appreciate you, buddy. It's always fun. Tim, appreciate you. Mr. Rauen, thank you for letting us into your shop, your secret. Please change the door though, I feel bad.
Layer.
Something happened.
Totally kidding.
Okay. Anything bad happened.
Layer.
The pro style layer. Where there's lasers, you gotta watch out for the lasers. So.
We like to give a shout out.
Yes.
Riverside.
Who does your tire?
Nichols. We got Nichols tires.
Yep, Nichols. We got little bowls.
A little bit of both. Go both places in the tire.
Then course of that.
Yep, Cody's a good dude. Mike, wrap us up, buddy.
Well, June 6th and June 7th and 8th, Farley
Yeah.
Nationals. Be there. Looks like we've got, 6 awesome classes. Pros, mods, 4-wheel drives, 2-wheel drives, semis, and super farms. And RJ and Brandon are going to arm wrestle for the chance to drive 5 of 6 of those. But
They're gonna race. They're actually going to foot race.
foot race. We're going to foot race. So be sure that you're in Farley, Iowa. That's only about 3.5 hours from Macon County, Missouri. So that's within driving distance of people watching on my behalf. Guys, you might as well buy a super farm and have a clean 6 for 6 on it. But then it also sounds like in Rockwell, Iowa, you guys are going to have the ECI Enderley over there. And Rauen is going to win some money in a circle track car, and he's going to win a lot of money pulling all of his different named and unnamed pro stocks this year as soon as he gets big name sponsors on them. USA Mortgage being the front runner for sponsorships for the 8360R.
Right there. Go up one more. We're going to show you the Farley commercial that we're going to be using to promote RJ's office. So hang tight here. You can see the commercial.
Sorry about that. I didn't like the voiceover guy, but I didn't have a choice. So he's kind of a tool, but it's all good.
He is a tool.
I asked for somebody good, but that's
Do
what I
you
got.
share audio?
Yes.
Maybe I don't want to share audio.
Dan Mayer, I asked for him, but they said he was booked today.
NTPA Grand National Truck and Tractor Pulling returns to Farley, Iowa. June 7th and 8th in Farley, Iowa, and 300 Raceway. See you at the track.
So we're working with RJ to help promote this event on social media. We're excited to be part of that again. It's a great event, great track. And whenever you have a Grand National book, it's a lot of fun to see. So, Derek, I love you, brother. I know when you get, my wife has always been there by my side. I honestly feel with her. What? Who is that?
Derek. Really?
I love you, brother. I know that you, that might be a spammer.
Well,
Who are your announcers for the Farley?
Dan Mayer will be there to announce that year. I hope Full Wolf finds some better announcers than they found for the truck show. Subpar. But you know what? At the fact when you're in a hurry and you're in a pinch to get somebody quick, you got to take what you can get. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes but you know what I mean? Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's good. You know what I'm saying?
Rich might have the trampoline now, RJ. Oh shit. Like,
He left earlier.
send us a video of that thing jumping. I want to see how the knees will hold up. This has been a lot of fun tonight. Thank you for tuning in. It's always fun when you can have big name pullers, hang out with them with their tractors and trucks and talk pulling. So we appreciate you. Next Monday night, we're going to be talking about the Cal Poly pull. The Cal Poly kids have their own pulling team. They have their own pull Saturday, April 13th. We'll be talking with them. And the week after that, we're talking with, I think, Logan Stevens just got himself a big bad mini run. Mike, is he at the Wheatland? It's Kenzie, what is it?
Wheatland Express.
Wheatland Express. And then we're going to talk to Bodie Lear, a little awesome garden tractor puller. And after that, it's just going to be Pullers Championship.
Truck drivers.
Come on in. You want to say goodbye? Oops, come on in. You just got to wave at the screen. All you just got to do is wave at the screen. Then. You guys want to see the peanut gallery? Here, I'll show you the peanut gallery. There they are.
Truck drivers.
You make that big?
Come on.
You're on camera. You're going to Andrew Bullward. Then I just Hook. What do they call him? Hook. Is that your real name or is that a nickname? And the guy on the right is like Golden. What was your name again? Mitch Goodenkoff. So they're part of the round stable of an amazing team. So
And then you got fucking Jordan. Jordan's good shit. He fucking helps so get shit over.
They got the Borwald. Team Borwald.
TV Motorsports. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Michael, you good?
We're good, man. Let's grow pulling.
Have a
Pulling's
good
fun.
night.
See you guys.
Make some noise. Good running. John Deere out of Ocean, Iowa coming up. We got one right behind us.